Hello, loves, and welcome to your July reading. My name is Pynx, and before we begin, I would like to take a sacred moment to personally welcome you into this space and introduce you to my heartfelt channel. Now, I channel messages for any and everyone on this planet. We focus on soul healing, forward movement. Here we clarify the past, heal the present, and intentionally manifest the future as creators of our own personal worlds. Professionally, I'm known for regression therapy, divine sciences, and quantum healing. I've been reading tarot for only a decade, but I have been a student and a new master of the sciences in this life. So whether it's your very first time here or you are one of my beautiful returners, I want you to know that you're deeply appreciated. And also, thank you for your continued support, your energy, your love, and presence. You truly help build and bless this space. And those of you who are new, welcome into the family. I'm so grateful that your spirit found its way here. This is a safe space designed with you in mind. Every message I channeled here is received from Source only, with love, protection, and guidance from the Holy Spirit itself. My intention is always to bring clarity, healing, confirmation, and forward movement into your life, especially in the areas of love, connection, self-worth, soul growth, and divine alignment for this pickacard. Which brings me to this extremely personalized pickacard reading that we're doing today. You'll have options to select from the hand-selected crystals, which are Reiki infused, tarot cards designed with you in mind, and as you can see, your zodiac signs. It intensifies the accuracy. So your sun, moon, Venus, and rising timestamps will be in the description box because it affects the placements differently. So how it works is, for part one of this reading, there's a collective message. To amplify the accuracy and extend the messages, you can then click on your group selection, like 1, 2, 3, or 4, as well as your sun, moon, Venus, and rising sign to make it more specific to the information you want to receive. For instance, the sun sign is for your path, the moon sign at times is specifically relationships and emotion, Venus may be more about love or your person, and your rising sign is how others see you. But it's also helpful in navigating your love life along your journey. And don't forget, you can check the sign of those involved in your situation, again, by clicking in the description box. However, I do want to say, before you guys jump ahead into your sections, listening to the collective message could be very insightful before going into your personal reading. Sometimes the collective message opens the energetic doorway, brings through the theme your spirit needs to hear, or gives you the confirmation that helps the rest of the reading land more deeply. Now, take a moment. Allow what does not to pass with love, and what does resonate, remember that your intentions or intuition is first. Okay? So take what resonates and let your intuition be your guide. These readings are here to support you, not to take your power away from you. You are the creator of your personal world, and the messages that come through me are to help you remember that power, heal what has been heavy, and move forward with intentions. For those who feel called to go deeper, I do offer VIP services because every single one of you are important people to me. My VIP offerings are created for those who desire a more personal, intimate, and soul-specific experience with the messages, healing, and/or guidance that comes through. So, this reading resonates with you? Do your part by liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing. When you engage with this space, you help these messages reach the souls who are meant to receive them. And that is part of how we awaken the collective, as we all agree to do in our own divine ways. So breathe in deeply, release the energy of the outside world, and open your heart only as much as it feels safe and aligned with you. Allow yourself to be held, guided, and supported in this moment. This July love reading is created with love, intentions, and spiritual protection. May it bring you clarity where there has been confusion, peace where there has been heaviness, and healing where there has been pain, and movement where there has been stagnation. So we'll begin with the collective horoscope, July 2026 love reading. My beautiful collective, let's get started with the collective love message for July 2026. This is your horoscope. Anybody on the planet, everybody on the planet, and not just how it affects individual signs, which we will get to, but the overall energy for the environment based on astronomy and astrology. Let's take a moment to sit with the collective love, of July, because this month isn't ordinary. This is one of those months where love is not just only about who is texting, who is coming back in, who is committing, or who's walking away. July 2026 is about the emotional environment that all of us are moving through together. It is about the way the collective heart is being repatterned. The overall love energy of July is a deep emotional review, followed by a powerful opening of courage, truth, visibility, and future alignment. This is a month where the past speaks, but the future is calling louder. So, we begin July under Cancer season. With Mercury retrograde in Cancer, Cancer is a sign of memory, emotional safety, family, home, attachment, protection, nurturing, and the private places where inside of us that do not always get shown into the world. Mercury is the planet of communication, thoughts, messages, conversations, and decisions, and the stories we tell ourselves. So with Mercury retrograde in Cancer, for most of the month, the collective love field is moving through a review of emotional history. This is not just an ex is coming back energy, even though for some people, yes, that can happen. This is deeper than that. This is an inner child remembering what love felt like before we learned how to protect ourselves. This is the nervous system remembering where it once felt unsafe. This is the heart asking, did I choose this person because they were aligned with me or because they felt familiar to an old wound? July may bring old conversations back around. It may bring memories, dreams, songs, messages, names, synchronicities, or emotional flashbacks. Some people may suddenly feel nostalgic. Others may feel sensitive than usual. Some relationships may go through a period of silence, distance, or misunderstanding, not because love is absent, but because Mercury retrograde in Cancer slows everything down so that the truth beneath the emotions can be heard. This month is where the universe is asking us to listen beneath the words. In love, people may not say exactly what they mean at first. They may speak from fear, pride, from hurt, from defensiveness, or old programming. This is where July requires emotional maturity. It is not a month to react to every feeling as it is final. It is a month to pause and ask, is this my intuition? Is this my wound? Is this clarity, or is this fear trying to project me? The first portal of the month comes in the opening days of July around the Mars and Uranus conjunction in Gemini. Mars is desire, action, passion, pursuit, conflict, sexuality, and instinct. Uranus is shock, awakening, liberation, disruption, electricity, and sudden change. Gemini rules communication, messages, the mind, social media, choices, curiosity, conversations, and the nervous system. So in love, this can feel like sudden messages, sudden attraction, sudden disconnection, sudden truth, sudden realizations, a conversation that changes the entire atmosphere. For some, it may bring an unexpected text. For others, it may bring a sudden urge to say what has been held back. And for others, it may expose where a relationship has become too mentally chaotic, too inconsistent, or too unpredictable to feel safe. This is exciting energy, but can also be volatile energy. It can create breakthroughs, but it can also create blow-ups if people are speaking without grounding. So the guidance around this early July portal is to give the truth room to breathe. Do not chase chaos and call it chemistry. Do not confuse anxiety with passion. And if something suddenly shifts, observe it before you attach a final meaning to it. This Mars-Uranus energy may also awaken new forms of attraction. People may feel drawn to someone unexpected, someone different from their usual type, someone they meet online, through conversations, through technology, through travel, or through a social circle. Gemini energy opens pathways through words, so love may begin with a message, a conversation, a question, a joke, a comment, or a thought that refuses to leave your mind. When the collective lesson is this, mental stimulation is not the same as emotional safety. Chemistry is not the same as consistency. A fast spark can be sacred, but only if it has room to become grounded. Then we have Neptune stationing retrograde in Aries on July 7th. This is a major spiritual tone shift. Neptune is dreams, romance, fantasy, illusion, unconditional love, spirituality, sacrifice, longing, and divine inspiration. Aries is identity, courage, desire, independence, and the sacred I am. When Neptune turns retrograde in Aries, the collective begins reviewing where we have confused spiritual love with self-abandonment. This is powerful for relationships because many people are working up to the differences between a soul connection and a savior complex. Many realizing that love should not require the loss of self. There may be a collective clearing around fantasy bonds, idealizing, projection, and knowing their potential type of relationship. Neptune retrograde in Aries asks, can I love someone deeply without disappearing into them? Can I desire union without losing my identity? And can I be compassionate without rescuing? Can I be spiritual without ignoring red flags? Many people are going to feel a new spiritual courage rising. The courage to stop romanticizing confusion, the courage to stop waiting for someone to become who they promised they would be, and the courage to admit, I wanted this to be divine, but maybe what was divine was the lesson. Speaking of my twin flames, this same transit can deepen a true spiritual connection. If a relationship is rooted in honesty, freedom, devotion, and respect, Neptune retrograde in Aries can help both people reconnect with the sacred purpose of the bond. It can bring prayer back into love. It can bring compassion back into conflict. And it can remind two people that love is not only romance, love is also spiritual responsibility, or being spiritually responsible, however you want to do it. When Venus moves into Virgo, and this changes the love language of the month, Venus in Virgo is not impressed by empty performances. Venus in Virgo wants love that is useful, honest, healthy, humble, consistent, and intentional. Okay? So this is the shift from do they desire me to do they show up for me? Venus in Virgo says that love is in the details, okay? It is the consistency. It is the way someone remembers what matters to you. It is the effort. It is the repair after conflict. It is the willingness to grow. It is in the daily devotion. And it's in the choices someone makes when no one is watching. This transit is very important because it brings discernment into the collective love field. After the emotional waters of Cancer and the dramatic warmth of Jupiter and Leo, Venus in Virgo says, let's make this real. Let's clean up the pattern. Let's stop calling crumbs a meal, and let's stop calling potential a partnership. Around July 12th, Venus connects with the South Node in Virgo, which can bring karmic love patterns to the surface. This may highlight old habits of overgiving, overfunctioning, overanalyzing, fixing, and people-pleasing, or trying to earn love by being useful. Some people may realize they have been trying to become perfect enough to be chosen. Now, this is the release part. If you've been shrinking your needs, editing your feelings, or trying to be low maintenance so someone will stay, this energy says no more. Love should not require you to perform emotional labor until you are exhausted. Love should not make you feel like you are constantly being evaluated, and love should not make you feel like have too many flaws to be safe, right? The next portal arrives on July 12th with Mercury, Kazemi in Cancer. And Kazemi is when a planet meets the heart of the sun. and symbolically, it could bring illumination. Because Mercury is in retrograde, this is not necessarily brand new information. It may be a revelation about something old, a conversation finally makes sense, a memory clicks into place, a feeling gets named, a truth rises from the heart. For love, this can be a very beautiful moment of emotional clarity. Someone may finally understand why they've been holding on, someone may finally understand why they've been afraid to open up, and someone may realize that they do not want the past back. They want the parts of themselves that got left in the past. Then we move into Cancer new moon on July 14th. This is one of the most important love portals of the month because new moons are beginnings, and Cancer rules emotional safety, home, intimacy, family, and the sacred inner world. This new moon asks us to plant intentions around safe love. Not exciting love, not dramatic love only. Not love that looks good online, safe love. Nurturing love. Love that can hold emotion without weaponizing it. Love that can create a home in the body and not just a fantasy in the mind. So it's a powerful movement to set intentions around the type of love your nervous system can receive. Some people say they want deep love, but their body only knows how to respond to inconsistency. Some people say they want commitment, but their inner child still expects abandonment. Some people say they want emotional intimacy, but they've been taught to hide their feelings to be accepted. This new moon in Cancer is not asking for perfect healing, it's asking for honest healing. It asks, what does your heart need in order to feel safe enough to soften? For singles, this is a beautiful portal to call in emotionally available love. Not just attraction, not just attention, emotional availability. Someone who can communicate, someone who can be tender without being weak, someone who can honor your sensitivity without taking advantage of it. For couples, this is a beautiful portal for rebuilding emotional closeness, resetting the home environment, and having a heartfelt conversation or creating new rituals of connection. It may be simple, cooking together, praying together, sleeping inside of each other's without intention, or sleeping beside each other. I don't know. Oh my God, somebody was sleeping beside each other. Jesus. Speaking gently to each other, telling the truth, or choosing to protect the relationship from outside noise. Then we enter one of the most powerful windows of July 2026, the mid-month outer planet alignment. It comes around the 15th through the 22nd. This is what makes July different of all the months in 2026. It's not just the normal month of love readings. This is a collective turning point. Uranus in Gemini, Neptune in Aries, Pluto in Aquarius, and Jupiter in Leo begins forming a rare pattern of harmony, activation, and expansion. This includes Uranus sextile Neptune, Uranus trines Pluto, Jupiter trines Neptune, and Jupiter opposite Pluto, with Jupiter sextile Uranus and Neptune sextile Pluto. And if I've bored you or mind blown you, in simple terms, the planets are awakening dreams, transformation, and expansion. They're speaking to one another. Okay? For love, this is massive because Uranus in Gemini says love is changing through communication, technology, new ideas, new conversations, and unexpected connections. All right? We're going to talk about it. In addition to that, we have Neptune and Aries saying love is becoming more spiritual, but must also honor the individual soul. Pluto in Aquarius says relationships are being transformed through community, friendship, collective consciousness, and the future of humanity. Jupiter in Leo says the heart is expanding, romance is becoming bolder, creativity is increasing, and people are being called to love with more courage and visibility. This mid-July portal asks the collective to evolve from old relationship templates into new ones. We are moving out of love-based only possession, control, fear, tradition, or survival. We're moving toward love that includes authenticity, friendship, freedom, creativity, spiritual growth, emotional intelligence, and collective purpose. This does not mean commitment disappears. In fact, real commitment becomes even more sacred. But the type of commitment that thrives under this energy is not control-based. It's not I own you. It is I choose you and I choose myself. And we choose to build something that allows us both to become more true. This alignment opens portals for meeting people through unusual pathways. Online connections, long-distance relationships, creative communities, spiritual circles, friendship groups, activism, education, travel, and technology may all play a role. People may fall in love with someone who expands their worldview, someone who awakens a dormant part of your creativity, someone who makes you feel like the future is possible again. But because Jupiter opposes Pluto during this same window, there is also intensity, okay? Jupiter expands and Pluto reveals power. In love, this can bring magnetism, obsession, desire, deep transformation, and power dynamics to the surface. The heart may want to leap, but the soul may ask, is this empowering me or consuming me? And this is important. A portal of opportunity does not mean every door is aligned. It means more doors open, so discernment still matters. Under Jupiter opposite Pluto, relationships can feel fated, magnetic, and larger than life. But if there is ego, control, manipulation, jealousy, or emotional domination, it may become visible. So the collective message for this portal is choose the love that expands your soul without overpowering your spirit. Choose the love that makes you more alive, not more addicted. Choose the love that brings you closer to God, closer to yourself, closer to the truth, and closer to the future you are intentionally creating. Then, okay, it's like there's more. July 22nd, the sun enters Leo, and the love energy becomes warmer, bolder, more expressive, more romantic, and more visible. After weeks of Cancer season pulling on the emotional reflection, Leo season brings the heart back into light. Leo rules romance, creativity, passion, play, courage, confidence, and the sacred inner child. With Jupiter already in Leo, this Leo season is amplified. This is a major difference in this July 2026. Love is not only being reviewed, but it's being reawakened. People may feel more ready to be seen, more ready to flirt, more ready to create, and more ready to express desire. More ready to say, I want a love that celebrates me and not hides me. So this is great for those of you that may have been single for some time, okay? And if you just watch love readings out of pure curiosity and you have kind of like a it'll never be me attitude, this may be your season, all right? Beautiful shifts in romance, dating, passion, even fertility, creativity, and self-confidence. But Leo also teaches us the difference between being loved and being applauded. All right, so what type of attention and visibility you receive may also matter. And also intimacy, validation, things for your soul or your ego, those things may come to the surface. The question becomes even more important as the lunar nodes shift July 26th, with the North Node entering Aquarius and the South Node entering Leo. This begins a new collective karmic storyline. So that continues beyond July, actually. In love, this is a major shift from performance-based romances into community-conscious partnerships. And I think that is amazing. The South Node also in Leo can reveal where we've outgrown attention-seeking, pride, drama, performative love, or relationships built around ego. The North Node in Aquarius asks us to grow into friendships, honesty, shared visions, emotional objectivity, community, and future-minded connection. This does not mean, it doesn't mean romance dies. It means romance matures, basically. On that day, Saturn stations retrograde in Aries. So Saturn is commitment, responsibility, structure, maturity, boundaries, and long-term lessons. Aries is independence, identity, courage, selfhood, and desire. So Saturn retrograde in Aries brings a serious question into the love field. Again, like, can I commit without losing myself? Some people have used independence as an armor but they now may become closer to relationships when dealing with the identity situations, because before, for some, even being alone felt unbearable. You know what I mean? So patterns begin to mature or change. Now, long-term love lessons opening at the end of July, and maybe that's even why we have group 4 here with the same energy. It speaks to relationships that are built on immaturity, impulse, or egos. Avoidance may feel pressure. Relationships that are willing to grow, define boundaries, take accountability, and build trust slowly may become stronger. So it kind of tells us, even if you meet someone that you haven't met yet, some things that could be in the environment through this introduction. Or if you're currently in a relationship, it kind of symbolizes how things could go based on the nature of your foundation. Okay. Now, we close the month with Aquarius full moon on the 29th. The full moon brings culmination, revelation, emotional release, and illumination. Aquarius is the sign of friendship, and that is crazy. The card that was on the bottom of the deck before I shuffled was literally Aquarius, but it was the bottom of the deck, right? So I shuffled fresh energy for this reading, and this is the one you got. So that is very interesting. But it's the sign of friendship, community, networks, future vision, innovation, and emotional objectivity, as well as the collective awakening. Okay, so there could be a huge shift there. Is relative to freedom, friendship, and the future. So in all of those areas. Okay. Now, July isn't just about beauty, no more than it is all transformation. It's very practical. It's safe. There's going to be a lot of honest communication and heart-led transformation. It's the month where love can become more conscious, more truthful, and more mature, as well as more creative and more free. All right. So just to recap, because I know that's a lot, but you can expect that and even more. Okay. Make sure you guys tune in to the pick-a-cards throughout the month of July, because we could be individualizing and providing details on specific things that were brought up in this overall message. Now, the portals of opportunity, when we talk about manifesting a person, around July 3rd and 4th, this portal of sudden truth and awakening happens. Around July 7th, the portal of spiritual clarity and releasing illusion happens. Around July 9th and the 10th, the portal is discernment, standard, and healing, the overgiving. Around July 12th, the portal is emotional revelation. Around July 14th, the portal is safe love and heart-centered intentions. Around the 15th through the 22nd, the portal is future alignment, divine opportunity, and collective relationship evolution. Around the 23rd, the portal is communication becoming clearer. And the 26th, the portal is karmic, redirection, commitment, lessons, and the shift from ego love into futuristic love. So, my loves, as we move through July, ask yourself, what kind of love am I available for now? Not based on who you were when you were hurt, not based on who you were when you were waiting, not based on who you were when you were proving things to yourself, based on who you're becoming. Because July 2026 is a turning point. The heart is remembering, the mind is reviewing, the soul is awakening, the future is opening. And love, real love, is asking to be chosen consciously. Now, my loves, we're going to move into the crystal and deck selection portion of your July love reading. This is where you get to let your intuition lead. You may feel called by crystal, by deck, by number, by color, by the energy, or even by a word that stands out to you. There's no wrong way to choose. Your spirit knows what it needs before the mind can explain it. You can pause the video if you need more time, but take a deep breath, soften your shoulders, relax your jaw, and ask your heart, which message is meant for me in love this July? Remember, you may be drawn to more than one group. That is completely okay. Sometimes one pal speaks to your current love situation, another speaks to your healing, and another speaks to your energy that is coming toward you. Use your discernment, trust your body, and allow the Holy Spirit to guide you toward the messages that are most aligned. For this love reading, July, we have Group 1, which is the Universal Mind Tarot with Aquamarine in Matrix. And it's a very beautiful crystal. We'll get more into depth of the crystal and deck as we go. So Group 2, you have custom channeled messages with the Pyrite stone. Group 3, you have the Star Divine Oracle with the Milky Quartz. And Group 4, you have Eye of the Spy Oracle and Brecciated Jasper. And if you noticed the word or numerology, it is gold, the number 9, and what appears to be like the sun. Okay. If you are drawn to Group 1, your crystal, the Aquamarine in Matrix, very beautiful, and the camera really gives it no justice. It's a lot of mixtures in colors and components. Now, this group carries an energy of love, forgiveness, emotional honesty, and peaceful communication. Aquamarine has a soft but powerful frequency. It feels like calm water after a storm. It does not force the truth out of you. It gently helps the truth rise to the surface. Now, I'm like, so that's kind of funny because this this crystal has a connection to peaceful and harmonious communication. It's like all soft and emotional. So I'm like, what is happening here? But that's pretty cute. Whatever it means, we're going to tap into it. For love, this group may be calling in conversations that have been delayed, avoided, or emotionally charged. Now, there's also an energy of truth being held inside a large structure because the matrix around the crystal can represent family patterns, old emotional conditioning, karmic ties, or relationships that shape the way you communicate. Now, this July 2026 astrology kind of connects to your group, mostly through the Mercury retrograde in Cancer, which rules communication. There's a Cancer new moon also, and it feels important to this group as well. This is a water element here. Cancer is a water sign, and Aquamarine carries organic, oceanic symbolism. So the combination says that love doesn't need to be harsh in order to be honest. So if you choose Group 1, your love message may be about emotional clarity, sacred communication, forgiveness, and the courage to speak from the heart without losing yourself. Now, Group 2, these custom channel messages, and if you can see on the top, you have the blushing heart. This group carries an energy of attraction, confidence, self-worth, and for other reasons, the Pyrite, the bold, golden, magnetic energy. Really beautiful. Get in there, right? That is so beautiful. It's associated with confidence, prosperity, personal power, and the ability to stand in your worth without shrinking. So in love, this group is not just about attracting someone, it's about attracting from a place of self-respect. Pyrite asks, are you calling in love from your power or from your wounds? Okay. Now also this group may be learning to stop overgiving, stop chasing or proving, maybe even to stop negotiating their powers. You're stepping into an era where your energy says, I'm loving, but not available for confusion. Open, but I'm not without standards. And I desire a connection, but will not betray myself in it. All right. So for July 2026 astrology, that matches this group beautifully with the shift into Leo energy. Jupiter is already in Leo during July, and the sun enters Leo on July 22nd. Leo rules the heart, confidence, radiance, visibility, courage, and even being chosen without having to dim yourself. However, there's also a deeper message because Venus enters Virgo July 9th, and Venus is about love, also attraction, beauty, and relationships. It brings standards, refinement, and devotion. So together, love must be beautiful, but it has to also be healthy for you, Group 2. That is why Pyrite is the perfect crystal for you guys It's also protective and it shines but doesn't beg, all right? There could be boundary tests in the Mercury retrograde for you guys. For group 3, the Star Divine Oracle with the Milky Quartz. If you're drawn to group 3, your crystal is the Milky Quartz, which is beautiful. It has like a shimmer and a sparkle, and it is just like so yummy, okay? I really love them all, but it's soft and has a cloud-like appearance. Energetically, it felt like a cleansing breath, like for the heart and mind. It doesn't always bring instant answers. Sometimes it clears the fog slowly so that you can finally hear your own soul again. So I think that that's pretty cool. For love, this group may be about clearing emotional residue. This should or could also include old heartbreak, confusion, disappointment, grief, and attachment to outcomes. It is healing, and it comes after like a tower or storm, often the breaking open of something. So your heart is being purified. Now for July 2026 astrology, that connects your group with the Cancer new moon, July 14th, and the major outer planet alignments happening mid-month. The new moon in Cancer supports emotional resets and healings, as well as homecoming and new intentions. Also safety around love. Mid-July, we talk about like the Pluto connections, which are always unexpected and transformative with Uranus, Neptune, and Jupiter. Definitely not surface level when it comes to clarity, and it's definitely at a soul level for love. The Quartz amplifies intention, so this group can be invited into careful and conscious relationships, okay? Do not manifest from obsession. Do not set intentions around a specific person if your deeper desire is actually safety. That's big. Group 4, you guys have the I Spy Oracle with the Brecciated Jasper, but it's from the, what family is that? Oh, I'm sorry, but you have the gold and the number 9. I wanted to include that for those of you that may have saw the card from the thumbnail. It carries the energy, if you want to see the crystal, of like long-term commitment, okay? Where we talk about amplifying devotion and or just learning to trust again. It also talks about stability. So it's really solid, practical relationships. You could be in a relationship or looking intentionally for that type of love. For this group, you want something real, grounded, and consistent, and may be tired of uncertainty, mixed signals, and emotionally unavailable people. This group isn't about rushing, it's about watching patterns, who shows up consistently, who makes you feel safe in your body, and who respects your timing, who can handle intimacy without creating chaos. Now for July 2026 astrology, it aligns your group with Saturn, stationing retrograde in Aries. Saturn is the planet of commitment, maturity, structure, and lessons, responsibility, and long-term foundations. Aries rules independence, courage, identity, and the instinct to protect oneself. So in love, Saturn retrograde in Aries asks, can I stay open to love without abandoning my own identity? It also connects to a full moon in Aquarius that happens in July. It brings perspective, friendship, emotional objectivity, and future-oriented thinking. So I love that. The crystal or stone feels grounded for those that it brings a message back into the body. Because sometimes, you know, we be floating in the clouds or all in our hearts. And so it's like being the whole body. Love is not just about what someone says. It's how you feel, you know what I mean, around them. So that may be big. There could be messages about like how to know who, and maybe some expected change in existing relationships. The mood improves, things like that. So that's kind of cool. If you choose group 4, your love message may be about rebuilding trust, choosing consistency, or chemistry. Okay, so allowing commitment to develop slowly and opening your heart to love again, possibly after some time. Okay, so my beautiful souls, once you have chosen your group, you can go ahead and move to your timestamp. And again, if you're drawn to more than one, that is perfectly fine. Trust your intuition. Before you jump ahead, take one more deep breath and allow your heart to be open only to what is loving, truthful, healing, and divinely guided. But may it bring a message of confirmation, clarity, healing, love, and forward movement. May what is not aligned gently fall away. And may your heart remember that love is not something you have to chase when you are standing fully in your worth. So, let's begin. Group 1. Let's get ready. Let's get ready for your reading. Beautiful energies. All right, so you chose the Universal Mind Tarot or Oracle and the Aventurine Matrix. Very beautiful. I'm gonna keep saying that. I love the colors. I swear it's like a Tiffany green with a little bit of taupe, if that's how you say it, and a frost. It's just like so beautiful, kind of like your cards. All right, so as you can see, they have been shuffled out, and I feel like you are the crystal. Hopefully you agree with me by the time we get to it, but if it doesn't resonate, leave it for others. Don't forget to check your sun, moon, Venus, and or rising signs. And if you didn't listen to the collective horoscope message, it's pretty cool because it basically just talks about July for the entire planet. It doesn't matter about spirituality, zodiacs, or nothing, just the energy of astronomy and astrology, which is science, not what I feel. Okay, now what I feel is past situations are being healed or asked to be healed. Okay, because for some of you, it's either now or then, or your person that's coming in may have been running on empty. So it's like the present moment. For the past, maybe you've already made this decision. For some of you, it could be the core message. And others of you, like I said, it could describe a person in your environment or the environment itself. But there's an energy of running on empty. Staying in the present moment is said to help with that. Mindfulness helps with the running on empty. But it also asks us to make aligned choices, because this is how this union comes into alignment. Now, it also tells me, if I could be down to earth and honest with you, if you run into individuals that, I'm trying to say everything but thirst trapping, in the moments of need, okay, those are not divinely guided situations that someone or us in general or in the environment, just be mindful, would mistaking synchronicities and mistaking what things truly are because of something that we need or a fulfillment. Okay, or maybe we running on empty and it's like we moving out of an energy that could be resolved or maybe had been resolved through shadow work. All right. Now, meaningful unions are predicted and projected in your reading. Radical honesty could come from some situations that sound familiar to what I just said. Mask and pretense could have been the issue. So somebody not just really telling how they feel or being themselves could cause misalignment, or could have caused something that wasn't in alignment to be attracted or whatnot. I feel that you guys are both going through changes, transitions, have conflicted thoughts about the situation or love in general or self. And I also feel you both have elements and energies that are connected to the soul purpose, even if it's just the lesson, because I'm not trying to paint a perfect pretty picture and have you think that even the karmic is coming around to some divine intervention, which can, will, and may happen. For those of us where it doesn't, it just says that this particular group you guys were less likely to have like toxic karmic people who's on your mind right now, or returning with the retrograde. These were possible just misaligned attractions. And I'll also talk a little bit about of how not to do that. If you're like, I don't got none of that, it's not what I came for, good. You're manifesting something because the Lovers is here in the present. Okay? And it also talks about signs and patterns. It's important to be authentic, to avoid misalignments, learning from the past, or just not wanting to have to go through a lesson. You know, for one, Spirit is allowing me to say that, because sometimes, even as a reader or as a coach, I can't say, hey, I saw this, I'm gonna block this window of what is going to become a situation, because it may be necessary for core transition, perspective shifts, energy realignments. And if I just tell you, I don't see why that doesn't work. But Spirit is like, it don't always work like that. So I just leave it at that. But this time it's like, okay for me to say, if you want to avoid lessons or situations that turn out to be just that, authenticity is key, and a few more other things, but I can't rush it until we get there. Okay. So the reason why authenticity is key, because someone really likes you for you, who you are inside, your spirit, your aura. Some of you star seeds, because we have crystal here. So you guys, it's like crystal clear. It's beautiful. It's auric. It's like the best, some of the best things that I think about, honestly, when I even think about spirituality and what we're doing here. I love cosmic beings and just individuals that are really unique. I want to say special, but I'm not trying to lay it on too thick. Someone likes you for that. And Spirit said that it's okay, despite the past, to be yourself and want something in that alignment. Because sometimes I've heard conversations where, oh, we just don't love like that no more. Like the old school R&B love, or the sweetheart, you know, heartfelt, honest, you know, rom-com, soulmate, whatever. This is a period in time where people who truly want that can manifest each other. So I'm asking you from the bottom of my heart, as just like a love bug, to think about that. I kind of want you to take advantage of it, but I'll just leave you with think about it. Okay. Now, if you're in a relationship, be mindful that this could be a challenging position, or just some news you can use when it talks about signs and patterns, and if we've been avoiding or ignoring guidance and forcing a meaning to it. Okay, so just be mindful of that, because it could highlight reoccurring signs and patterns. And it's like this present moment, or something that could happen in the near future or recent past. It shows you, the shadow work speaks through the connection. And then I don't think it was just one of them. It's like instances of looking for a sign or seeing the best in people and associating it with something more beautiful than, boom, their actions displayed. I am not preaching to the choir, honey, or judging, because personally, if it wasn't for a relationship like that for me, I don't know if I would have been able to have something so transparent and, I guess, organic to a shift we had a few years ago. Well, whole bunch of years ago, almost a decade ago. But that relationship was tricky. That relationship had core actions that were not aligned with what soulmates and lovers should be. I want to say not 100% organic, because it had the traumas and the what's and whys and how I operated in there. And he was a part of that. How I saw him, what I needed from it, other issues, and y'all know some of you guys are advanced in shadow work to know abandonment issues, insecurities, being overly in fantasy, you know, where Neptune could fall or some other things, and just overdoing the benefit of the doubt, right? So what I did learn, which Spirit also okayed, for me to not project into relationships that would transform, and I didn't want to interfere with the innocence that you guys had on the path that you were on. It was like, okay for me to say, hey, I still want you to do this for the sake of the present moment, your energy, your auric field, getting them to do right, because that also changes things. Shifting your energy and your perspective takes away the friction from your manifestation, and you could get exactly what it is that you want from someone who does a whole turnaround. But what it takes is awareness, I think intelligence, as well as compassion, unconditional love for the situation, them and yourself, because we don't want to be in a bad place. We don't want sadness, anger, right? So what I would do, and I'm only saying this because 22 is here, and 22 does talk about action. It may even emphasize on Mars and where it falls in the chart. The number 4 connected to the Emperor, Aries, but it's still that fiery energy or masculine energy. So let's talk about it, because for some of you with the 1 here, I could be talking about the 1. That 1, okay? But do the list, the pros and cons. That doesn't hurt anybody. If you take a piece of paper and you write down their goods, not what you think is good, not what you like about them, but what they have done or mean to you in the sense of their actions toward the situation. Do they forgive? Do they come back and say, I was wrong? Do they sit and, after the big arguments, be the first one to call? Gifts, birthdays, how you doing? You know, asking about your kids or your life. Those are honest things that people do when they care. And I don't care if you say people got different love languages. Be serious, okay? And then on the other side, you know, put the no's they don't, or the actual darker energies of things that they have done. Or just write a list of what they've done, but make sure you separate the ones that made you feel good from the ones that did not. Okay? That will take us out of this bit of advice, where it's a whole bunch of conflicted cloudiness of, this is my soulmate, we're going to go through things. I can't shake this. I can't shake them. So I might as well just accept it. No matter what they do, I let them back. You know, I can't stop feeling this way. And then honestly, you try, but if no one else comes in fast enough, who's the first person you call type thing. This is a transit. This is a month where we can clear some of that up. Okay. So there's that on that. Now, show up physically true is also what's here. Because like I said, someone really likes who you are. Now, maybe it's the person that didn't show it at first, and they have bits of moments of reality and core meanings, and radical honesties will come from it. But you'll know, because you guys are going to have that. If you don't have that, then it's a moment of the experience speaks through the connection and guidance away from forcing meanings or patterns and signs. Okay? Now, the life path itself talks about rushing the outcome. That happens with any manifestation, because it leads to things that are not favorable in the mixing bowl of, the steps to take. It's also for some of us how we self-sabotage things, or others of us who respond the opposite way of shutting down and ghosting. It's like the outcomes, or someone rushing it, or like even you trying to make yourself not do it, which will have you see patterns and signs in them that ain't there. So overall, it's just not the best energy. It does not even mean anyone has negative intentions. Gradual progress, trusting it, is the advice. And the spiritual lesson is that growth is experimental. So that helps with forgiveness, honestly. That shifts your energy enough to attract something that's actually aligned with who you honestly are and wish to become, because they should have a connection. I mean, they do, but I'm trying to be nice because I don't know how y'all look at life or what y'all been telling yourselves. Okay. Growth being experimental means loosen the grip up on outcomes. And can I say that? Okay, cool. Because Spirit is like, be honest, because, you know, I'm very honest. Even if, you know what I'm saying, because I'm the oracle, right? And then I also have a holistic based business, but I don't need repeat clients. And I don't hold back information, because information is like my first thing. Everything else is second, I promise you. And I just want to admit that when I first started doing tarot, my hugest clientele were those that just had to know how this was going to go and who this person is to me. And to be honest with you guys, are some of the highest numbered YouTube videos in our genre. But does that change me from being honest, or do I want to turn you off or offend someone? I do not. I'm just talking to the people who want authentic, real love outside of what we may have experienced in the past in these magical moments of opportunity. Okay? Because you are very unique, and I know you are delicate, but I also know that you're genuine and have others that are in alignment with you. If we're not seeing that, we're not really happy with ourselves, and we see some things in others that aren't aligned with our core souls, but compensate. And then they're never really nice. They never really like you more, right? And I can go on and on and on. So that's why I said, if y'all want to talk about it, get personal. My contact information is always on the homepage. I'm not hard to find. But group one, this is a very beautiful message and inspiring, you know, for not only hopefully you guys, those that we share it to, okay? Remember, building the collective, getting these messages out there to awaken our brothers and sisters, right? But it's inspiring for me because it's like, I'm very honest, and I'm not even gonna say I struggle with it, but I do understand one thing over the other. You know what I'm saying? I am, honestly, it's my niche. I do get double-edged swords, and two things could be true. Like, that's my specialty, where I have the gift of discernment and the intelligence. And I'm not saying, oh, others don't, that's why they come here. Nah, this is divine. I had divine intervention, and I'm connected to a higher aspect. So it has nothing to do with us as equal humans. So I just wanted to put that out there. It's just, we all have gifts and abilities. You have gifts. How we use them in our personal lives don't dictate the gifts that we have. And usually we use them outside of our lives real good. Right? But anyway, it's the point of, I specialize in two things being true. Now, since some of my core experiences involve those things, of what I feel is exactly correct, and what I see is too, and they're nothing alike. So when it comes to twin flames, soulmates, karmics, and past life regression, it doesn't have to be an intimate partner. It could be a family member. Baby, we can make it make sense. Now, I have some oracle messages for you. And before I shuffled, I do want to point out that I saw new moon. And then I feel like a new beginning. So some of you, we're talking about things, but you get a new person, or may have a new person come into your life. Now, others of you, there's a win-win outcome in the fork. And I'm not going to say others of you. I'm going to say group one. Like, y'all all get it. There is a win-win outcome in the forecast. We have emotions are running high, but that's for supermoon. We have hold your vision, and a fiery climax approaches. I'm just like, wow, really just coop, everything cut off. So here's a new start. It's coming, which is on the bottom of the deck, and it's a very strong message because it can't, anything that comes Hey, that's the message. If it comes back to you, it's yours. But we have a new start is coming. That's the main message. But it was the fact that, you know, I didn't show it, and then I mentioned it, and then it plopped out. So it hurt us, okay? I do want to say, because I was like, Spirit, should I not say it? Because as soon as I was about to tell y'all a funny joke, the whole thing shut off. And so I like the funny joke. It was pointing out the Lovers and the Oracle card, NAKED, okay? And then Journey with what looks to be their Merkaba, right? I do appreciate that it did give like a fiery kind of vibe, honestly. And like this experience is very refreshing to what was once bare. Okay, it's like a PG-13 way of saying it. So the fact that you got the fiery climax approaches is insane. You can't lose from whatever it is, and I don't think you're gonna care. And hold your vision. I feel like this is a strong connection to the new start. So group 1, I enjoyed this. I do hope you did as well. Please don't forget to like, share, comment. Tell us what you liked about it. Check your zodiacs, Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising, and or the collective horoscope. I did take the time to put the timestamps in the description box, and they're all neat and clean and cut. So you don't have to waste your time with things that you don't want, but the collective messages are super cool, as are your private personal zodiac signs to amplify the message. All right, we're gonna move to group 2. Group 2, my beautiful, beautiful lovelies, you chose the Pyrite crystal or stone, the custom channeled messages, okay? Or maybe your favorite number is 2, but we are here and I'd like to welcome you guys in. If you hadn't already, don't forget that there's a collective horoscope message for all signs, anybody on the planet, for the energy that you could expect in love, in the environment itself. But I did also break it down for each zodiac, Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising, which is time stamped, so you can hear the collective message as well as your personal message or your person's. Now this was your pick a card. Your intuition led you here, and we are about to get started as July 2026 opens for you emotionally. Before the romance gets loud, before the chemistry becomes obvious, there's a need for softness. We start out with safe haven, refuge, okay? There's a need for softness, and there's a protected place, almost like two souls meeting near a fence line. Cautious, but curious, okay? Now, it says love does not begin with chaos this time. It begins with emotional shelter. And you may be coming out of a season where love asks too much from you because relationships, okay, I guess they agree, may have required you to stay strong, patient, forgiving, and sometimes stronger than you should have to be. The safe haven says, okay, I was trying to give them a moment. All right. So, the safe haven says, for July 2026, it's not about chasing someone who makes you prove your worth. It's about someone feeling like a place is where your nervous system can finally exhale, okay? Then the story moves into rest ahead with unexpected turns. And I thought this was a super cute card because it even showed me the little bumps and grooves. It says here that there's a big surprise and also love, lesson, and expect the unexpected, okay? So that's real big for you guys. Group 2. Now, you may think July starts slowly and quietly, maybe even boringly. You could be telling yourself nothing is happening, but this card says that there's a bend in the road. Something unexpected formulates, okay? And it's forming. While you're resting, healing, or not trying so hard, which is kind of cool. This is the kind of love story where you're not desperately searching, you're seeking, getting yourself together, minding your business, possibly looking cute without realizing it, and then suddenly the universe says, turn here. Okay? Now we're going to go over all of your cards, which also have beautiful interpretations. And I forgot to add that you probably saw the blushing heart on the thumbnail or in the intro. Okay, which is where we're getting to. Now, next comes written in the stars. Okay, which I thought, like, come on, destiny, meant to be, predestined. And we also have astrology. We have the number 17, which connects to the star. So Aquarius could be here, or where Aquarius is moving in astronomy as far as the transits. So I think that is super cool, because written in the stars and destiny is almost kind of like the Wheel of Fortune. And the Wheel of Fortune, with you guys choosing Pyrite, is like huge luck and hitting it big. Okay. It gives the reading a faded feeling, and it does not feel forced, which is why we have like graceful magnetic pull, and we'll get to it. Okay. Two people who may have liked very differently experiences are somehow moving into the same emotional weather. This could feel like a coincidence at first. Same place, same conversation, same interest, same little sign appearing twice emotionally, but it feels bigger than a coincidence. With Pyrite nearby, the written in the stars, this is where the story gets really sweet. Someone makes you blush, okay? Now, I also have you make them nervous in the sweetest way. And if it isn't your person, it could be you, all right? Take it how it resonates. It may be someone you have not met. So if it's not a familiar experience, listen to it, manifest it in if you're interested. Now, not necessarily blushing because someone's overly smooth or dramatic, but because they notice something real. They may compliment you in a way that catches you off guard, not just you look good, because it's beyond the looks. All right? I really love that too. I like the way your mind works. You're different, or I feel calm around you. And there it is, the blush. The kind you try to hide, the kind where you look away, laugh, change the subject, and then think about it later. Why did that affect me so much, you may say? Now, beside it is the warmth seeker. Here you have, they are drawn to the comfort your energy gives. And since we did talk about attraction, okay, I think that's very significant to the meaning, okay, or how you guys feel about each other. Now, they're also drawn to you emotionally. Your intelligence, gentleness is here. They may have a soft side that is not obvious at first, and they could appear confident, composed, and even a little guarded. But underneath that, they are looking for someone who feels sincere. This is where the mental attraction begins. They're not just looking at you, they're listening to you. They're studying your reactions, your jokes, your little pauses, and the way you explain things, the way your heart comes through, even when you're trying to be casual. Pyrite crystal sitting in the center is like the golden witness. Pyrite feels like confidence after heartbreak. It says that you have worked hard and loved before, but you are not broken. You are more discerning now, more radiant, more aware of what you bring to the table. And Pyrite adds that sparkle, but also boundaries. It says this connection can be exciting, but you are no longer abandoning yourself for chemistry. Then love comes softly, right? You guys have a tender connection may arrive with ease, all right? Love that. This is very important. Even through the attraction and its magnetism, the love itself does not come in like a storm trying to knock your door down. It comes softly, carefully, and respectfully. This could begin as conversation, a message, a look held a second too long, someone remembering a small detail you told them, or someone choosing consistency instead of confusion. There is romance here, but it has tenderness. It does not feel like the kind of love that demands you rush. It feels like the love that slowly gets under your skin because it feels safe. Then the story touches heart pierced. This card acknowledges the past, There may have been heartbreak, betrayal, disappointment, or emotional wounds that made you wonder whether opening up again was wise. Heart Pierced says you have known what it feels like when love hurts. You may have had moments where you gave your heart to someone who did not handle it gently. But in this July 2026 story, the pierced heart is not the ending. It's the history. It explains why you're cautious. It explains why kindness matters. It explains why someone making you laugh may feel even more intimate than someone making promises. Then we move to Beauty Remembered. Beauty Remembered, something about your appearance has stayed with them or has stayed with them deeply. Okay. I thought it was like staying them deeply. I'm like, okay, because my handwriting is long. But it stayed with them deeply. And I think that is super sweet. It feels like someone helping you remember your own beauty. Not just physical beauty, but emotional beauty. The beauty of your softness, your resilience, your ability to still believe in love after being disappointed. This person may see you in a way that makes you feel restored. They may remind you that you are not too much or not too sensitive or hard to love. You may begin remembering parts of yourself that past relationships made you hide. Then comes Magnetic Grace. With Magnetic Grace, you guys have your elegance is what first caught their attention. Okay? So don't change too much. Like whatever you're doing, whoever you are, be that, honey. This is the heart of the attraction. The chemistry is magnetic but graceful, not messy, not desperate, not the kind of pull where you lose yourself. This is a pull that feels elegant, almost spiritual. You two may have drawn together through conversation, eye contact, shared values, or a strange sense of familiarity. This person may find your mind very attractive, your thoughts, your humor, and your honesty. Your way of seeing life, that is what creates the magnetism. It is beyond looks, exactly as you requested. Physical attraction may be present, but it is not the whole story. The real hook is mental and emotional. So just be mindful when that comes up. This is genuine, magnetic, and does not emphasize on looks. That kind of gives me like a nudge that, I mean, you've grown out of this type or not the type that you expected for you. There could be something there, but hey, maybe that's a big deal for some of you, or maybe it doesn't affect your situation for others. Keep that in mind. Now, we move to the Secret Bloom. So beautiful. Their feelings are growing, but they are not ready to reveal them. And I thought that was super sweet. Now, this could be, because I put pink, it doesn't have to be isolated to the divine feminine of the situation. And then beyond looks does not indicate that they may be, a frog that you have to kiss a few times. But there are slight things and instances that on the outside looking in feels adorable. But I don't know how you guys, experience it yourselves. Okay. Now, it could be you with Secret Bloom that is in there, but there may be a feeling that's not immediately announced. Like you don't get it at first. And that's typical rom-com. Like they don't run to each other to the last minute. The clock got 3 seconds on it. We didn't watch this whole movie on the edge of our seats for this thing to, you know what I mean? But they didn't see it. For some of you, it could happen just like that. Or someone could be hiding how much they liked you at first. Not in a deceptive way, but in a shy or careful way. They may be trying to read the room. You may also be trying to act normal while internally thinking something, whatever that is. Or for others to use specifically, oh no, I actually like them. So Secret Bloom says the connection grows in private moments, little messages, small laughs, shared looks, emotional honesty tucked inside casual conversation. It is the flower opening before anyone else fully sees it. Then you have the rose tinted thoughts. Okay. With rose tinted thoughts, they keep imagining romantic moments with you. So if it is a past situation, some of you could be talking about or just rethinking those moments. You may be this person, and I hope it brings some reassurance to your story. But for a lot of you, I feel like it could be the other person. So just be mindful. However that works. If it resonates, take it in. If it does not, but you wish to manifest it, feel the vibes. All right. Now, I feel like daydreaming begins. Someone catches themselves romanticizing a little, thinking about what they said, wondering what they meant, imagining how things could unfold. And it's sweet. But the honesty in the reading says, keep one foot on the ground. Okay. Rose-tinted thoughts are beautiful, but Pyrite reminds you not to ignore reality. Enjoy the butterflies, but watch consistency. Enjoy the blush, but listen to actions. The good news is that this spread does not feel like fantasy only. It feels like fantasy meeting evidence slowly. So I think that that's super cool. Now, someone here has a calming effect on the other. They may pull the other mentally because they make you feel, or you make them feel understood. Some may ask questions that show they're paying attention, and they may remember your preferences. They may tease you lightly or make fun. I guess that's a big deal. They may tease you lightly, make you laugh, but also know when to be sincere. Then we reach lingering scents. Now, with the lingering scents, you guys have your presence. Oh, okay. That sounds familiar. It's like the presence stayed with them. Your presence stayed with them like a memory. Hold on, wait. There's something about your appearance that, okay, so your presence and your appearance, multiple things stayed with them. So if you haven't met yet, and I'm not trying to put pressure on it because you ain't gonna know. You're not gonna take it seriously. Some people may be taking it lightly, so I'm not hindering anything. But there's something about just the presence of it that means a lot to them. And this could be really assuring for some of you that just met someone recently or reconnected. But I don't want to ruin the element of surprise for those of you that it's a future experience. Okay, so don't start trying to change or lay it on thick and all that kind of stuff because it hinders things. It's kind of like the butterfly effect. But anyway, their words stay with you. Your words stay with them. The energy stays around. Maybe remembering a fragrance, voice, smile, laugh, or the exact way someone looked. That's kind of cute. Because, if you run into somebody from the past and it's like, oh my God, you look just the same. Oh my God, you do too. It's kind of like, I didn't expect this out of Pyrite. I'm not going to hold you. But it does feel like really cool. So if you're looking like for best friend energy or just something that is refreshing, I think it's pretty cool. And this is just like the way I feel. Like what I'm saying, take it. You know what I'm saying? I'll leave it. But how I feel, it's like really, really cool. So I think it's a go. I think it's pretty good. Where are we? At lingering scent? I feel like there's an imprint, like going about your day-to-day life, randomly appearing in your thoughts, or doing something ordinary, brushing your teeth, making tea, working, scrolling, and suddenly them, like in your mind. This could also be them to you. We get to beyond looks, and I have a blue heart, so it's like, I don't know why, like this was channeled and intuitive months ago. Actually, these were done when we talked in May about July. Not gonna hold you. So this is so nice that I remembered to pull these out and not just focus on the amazing tarot collection that I have. Okay, because we have like thousands of channel messages. I'm not gonna hold you. They look at you from the inside out. Oh my God, that's so cute. It's a major confirmation. The attraction is not shallow. Someone pulled to the person behind the face, the soul behind the smile, the intelligence behind the eyes. I love it. This person may admire how you think, how you survive, how you love, and how you protect your heart, and how you still have humor despite what you've been through. They may find your inner world beautiful, and you may feel like the same toward them. It's not just you're attractive. It is, I want to know you. So I think that that's super cool. Heart melting really speaks for itself. but your energy is melting their emotional defense. So I feel like the one person who didn't, oh, and you also have 444. The one person who doesn't take it seriously end up with a melting heart. So there's one person blushing, and then another person, you know, that could be not defensive but protective, but it's still like getting won over energy, which is old school. That's like courting, and I think that that's super cool. Okay, and I don't know why Spirit was like, don't say that. So it's like, I think that's cool, but I guess some of y'all may not. Oh, my bad. But a vulnerable confession could come of this if this is for existing people. A thoughtful gesture, but something that's heartwarming. Something they do or say melts your heart. So here's like a giveaway of who is this person going to be or how is it going to feel. There you go. Maybe they say something so honest that you feel your guard lower before you can even stop it. You know what I mean? There's laughter, but not fake laughter. It's like real. The kind where both of you relax, the kind where romance becomes easier because nobody's performing perfectly. And that is typically how, you know, I don't want to say most relationships. I try not to project because they be like, where did you get that data from? I haven't done any research, but from my observation and listening to the projections of others, relationships start off, and they say even the first year is pretty much just what people want others to see. Not exactly who they are, which is why I honestly favor those friendships that start with a bond, this through and through thing where being together and commitment wasn't on the table day one. Either you grew up together or, you know, there's a friendship that builds overnight or over time, whatever the case. It's just different from I'm intentional. This is what outcome I want. This is the outcome I want. All right, let's get our table together. Those are cool too. And I'm sure they'll come up for some sign with some transit and some pick a card. And nothing's wrong with them because some people just don't have time to play. We both want the same thing. And they sometimes stay together longer because they're not only dedicated to each other, but that goal is so important. Okay. Some humans need that third thing. Okay. Well, this July, okay, it's like a turning point. Moving forward, I love this. It talks about ascension. It talks about dramatic and positive changes, and that's always favorable. But it's like a higher, and is this a 7? You got 17 and 7, then you got 0. So it's a lot of like manifesting and magnetism. I'm getting a lot of Mercury. I'm getting communication. I'm getting kiki. Okay, very transformative, right? I love it. After the softness, blushes, okay, secret blooming, and mental magnetism, I just feel the connection starts moving forward. Someone becomes braver, someone stops overthinking, and someone decides that they don't want to let it pass by. So this is where Pyrite energy is bold. The connection asks for courage, not reckless courage, but honest courage. Saying what you mean, letting someone show up, believing that love can be different this time. Then there's the beautiful transformation coming in the number 66. So you guys have a lot of, well, I ain't gonna say a lot, but you got 444, you got 0, 17. Like these are all like super cool definitive numbers for angel messages. But there's a beautiful transformation coming this July for you guys, this relationship, or just you personally, because this is your reading. So what began as a safe place, a conversation, a secret bloom becomes more visible. Feelings transform from curiosity into affection, and from affection into desire, from desire into emotional trust. This card also suggests you transform through being loved better, not rescued, transformed. It's different. The person does not save you from your past. They help you create an environment where the healed version of you can, step forward. So we have sacred gifts and something coming to you. It's a beautiful sign of emotional offering. Someone may give you something meaningful, attention, honesty, effort, time, reassurance, or even a literal gift. Love that. Okay. Now with this ascension and beautiful transformation, I feel like your gift may amplify, and that could put you in alignment with a counterpart that matches you. All right. You have worked hard in your past relationships, and I feel good fortune, reaching your goals, and good luck right here. I couldn't ask for nothing better. Okay. One of my favorite cards on the table. If you can see that. Yes. Okay. I want to make sure you see that. Now, I feel like learning to set boundaries, self-worth, and patience, as well as discernment, you've learned. But if not, it is a part of the end of the rainbow before the jackpot. So just know. But July says, I feel like there's some sense of reward coming to you. So not because you suffered, but because you grew. So I really appreciate that. And it makes a lot of sense for the piece of the pie, as well as the cat with 9 lives. We have bounced back from our adversity and resilience. And then the piece of the pie here, which I feel like is super cool. It's like the universe is saying you earned sweetness too. It has a cozy romantic feeling, dessert after a long emotional meal, and it feels like sharing joy, maybe dates, laughter, food, and sweetness, as well as affectionate teasing. There's something to celebrate, right? It symbolizes being chosen, included, and wanted. Now, finally, the bouncing back from adversity is like the happy ending with honesty. You're not entering this love story as someone who has been hurt. You're entering it as someone who survived, healed, adapted, and still has softness left. The cat energy says you bounce back. You land on your feet. You may have had heart pierced, okay? You are still capable of a blushing heart. And you may have had to seek safety, but now love can become the safe haven. You may have been through unexpected turns, but this one leads to something written beautifully in the stars, almost cosmically, okay? 2026, July. It feels like a month where the love begins gently but becomes deeply exciting, and the attraction is magnetic because it reaches the mind first. Someone is drawn to your warmth, your resilience, your humor, and your way of thinking, and the beauty you may have gotten past or forgotten. This person may make you blush not by being flashy, but by being specific. They notice the real you, and they may pull you in through laughter, patience, and emotional steadiness. The romance blooms quietly at first, then starts transforming into something more, which the honest part is you may need to keep that, for trusting and discernment, moving slow, because we did talk about rose-tinted thoughts, making us, oh Lord, making us ignore actions, okay? But the happy part, the spread strongly supports a love story where the action can begin matching the sweetness, and I love that. It's not a perfect fairy tale with no past. The ending is better. 2 people finding softness after difficulty, laughing through the awkward parts, and choosing courage, sharing sweetness, and proving that a heart can bounce back from adversity with even more warmth, beauty, and gold than before. So, Group 2, definitely appreciate you guys sharing your energy. Again, as a reminder for your support, and if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, share, and comment. Send to the collective so that we can help with awakening our brothers and sisters, okay? Check your sun, moon, Venus, and rising signs in the timestamp and or the collective horoscope message at the beginning of the reading, but the timestamp is available as well. I hope you enjoyed. All right, Group 3, we are about to get into your message, and I was just shuffling them out, and I said, you know what, this is like so good intuitively that I wanted to do it like while you guys are here, but also gathered a little bit of the gist. Okay, Gemini may be a factor in your July. It is Gemini season going into Leo, but also other transits and how it affects your natal chart. It's a pivotal time for you guys. And if it's not in just intimate love, it also speaks to just your relationships or potential interactions in general, because I do have friendships here as well as lovers. And if you guys didn't notice when we did your introduction, you literally have the Lover's card. I'm so sorry I didn't point that out, but everybody would have been running into your readings. And we want to save this good energy for you. Now, your crystal is the Milky Quartz. Of course, most crystals, embody quartz, but it is one of my favorites. And I just appreciate what it balances out for your story. Now, we will discuss your particular journey for July in love. So if you're interested in finance or career and soul purpose, or even general, be sure to check out other videos on the channel. And I'm doing July readings exclusively with the, July horoscope bar, along with other pick-a-cards that you could be interested in. But we're doing something super special for near future present energy in July, because I'm telling you, it is that important. Okay, so now that we have your crystal, and I did kind of backtrack and point out that you guys not only had the divine star oracle, you actually had the Lover's card for a love reading, and I just thought that that was so crazy. Now, to start out with the Lovers, and when I saw the Tower with the Three of Swords, I can't, evade the message. Even though we wanted to focus on, what's new coming in, I feel like those of you attracted to group 3 also have a story to tell, or may have questions about previous issues. So we're going to dive right on into it. The Lovers brings us together. I love that they're communicating, and I like how they are reaching into each other. They said it's a lot about body language when you get into relationships, like not only how you take pictures, but who's leaning into who could be a factor in July, whether we're weighing up situations in the past or dealing with how we discern new situations. But they're kind of like leaning into each other. He's holding up, her by her back, and she's kind of like have her hand on his heart. So I feel like in your relationships, there's something for each of you to do that benefit the relationship. Now, the challenging aspect for some of us would be unexpected endings, or dealing with, I don't want to even just say outbursts, but high energy, emotional situations, either if it's things that are bottled up inside of us or others. So just be mindful of that, especially in a household. Coming to you, group 3, though we will talk about your love life and relationships, I feel like love in your family and friend, as well as work environments, is important as well. Now, I also briefly saw the 5 of Pentacles, and I feel like if it's not astrologically related, it just points to differences in beliefs, kind of being in the halfway mark with situations, too far to go back, but come on, get in ahead. Also, it's like, some of us may have had situations with finances or work, job stability, or this could even be the person, what they're coming out of. Because like I said, I do feel and see some turbulence, but it has a meaning behind it. So there's still a silver lining, I feel like, and we're going to discuss it. Now, when I saw the Three of Swords come in, that's why I said I couldn't overlook the feelings that I had about this very strong situation where a foundation may crumble, people or you and something else could have separated, or just like I said, outbursts, conflicts, arguments, those old things, people, places, and faces that we've blocked out emotionally, or emotions that we've blocked out unexpectedly arise out of nowhere. And even though it seems like it could hurt, there may have been losses, I feel like it unsticks something. So that's where it's like a necessary roughness, which is why it's like, I had to discuss it, or like we have to discuss it because it's part of it. So some of you may even have some of those situations where it's like, I don't want to say a heavy or hard conversation, but it is one of those things where emotional chaos could have been involved or may be involved. And we did talk about past issues where for some of us, grief, attachment to an outcome, disappointment or confusion, and even old heartbreak is like how the love story begins, or it tells me something about the past. Now, Lovers is the sign of Gemini, which represents the yin and yang. It's inherited through the universe. They come together in a sacred marriage to blend into a harmonious whole. They are the balancing of opposites, dancing together in partnership. So group 3, we are going to be talking about unions, sacred love, balancing the receptive versus projective, your relationships, mirroring and merging. Okay. Then comes the Tower. And like I said, your first two cards are major arcana. So these are big things. This is Mars. This is also Gemini. Make sure, if you hadn't already, to check out the collective horoscope reading that we did for July, even though you also have the individual zodiacs for your sun, moon, Venus, and rising sign, because there could be some additional messages, and you guys may have come from those videos into this one, and it may shed extra light or give double accuracy for a message that's for you. Okay, now the explosion of change ruled by the Tower brings transformation. The potent electricity can bring excitement or chaos, but when the chips fall, a new foundation is present. Breakthroughs, awakening, restructuring, high intensity, the old falling away so that the new can be built, and then breakdown of pre-existing patterns. Like I said, when I initially saw the Three of Swords, I channeled an energy of like, the Three of Swords doesn't come through a friendship. And I do, you know, because this card also talks about sexuality. So even if we focus on sexuality, there's a you know, male, female, or masculine, feminine demographic here. But then there's a feminine energy that's solely present in the Three of Swords, where I feel like if these two that could have had some sort of issue here come together as friends, or both in like a nurturing, receptive energy, it's like loving on each other after some time of, you know, our backs against each other and no communication. But I feel like now we're talking about why there's been no communication, or there's some sort of explanation to a past heartbreak. This is also Saturn and Libra. The Three Swords comes when life is painful and therefore causes strife to the mind. The mind then causes the heart to suffer as well. And this puts a damper on the spirit. As suffering is a part of life, it is helpful to learn to evolve from it. So headache, heartbreak, past or present wounds that need honoring, followed by grief or healing, painful thoughts and memories, and even betrayal. Okay, so like I said, the next card that presented itself was the Two of Swords, which is Moon and Libra energy. And the Two Swords once again arrives at the ideal of duality, polarity, and balance. When these qualities meet the Sword of Air, decisions are made. They're made on ways of thinking, communicating, and who is harmonious in your life and who is not. So I feel that the disruption of a foundation does not have to be very aggressive for some of you. This just shows as a shattering to the lies from previous relationships, perceptions, and concepts, so that we can get this portal of opportunity and attract like better partners, or those of us that, or those relationships, that bring balance. And I feel like the key is like nurturing love and friendship, as well as our decisions to be made on solid ground and not the glass house. Okay, so the Two of Swords also talks about a truce. Like I said, I can see that there were maybe some and not communicating, or some of you, this Three of Swords actually stands for what exactly it is: heartbreak, grief, and loss. But there's some sort of truce that could be made, a negotiation from a conflict with a hidden outcome. So maybe we'll shuffle out some additional information with your bonus cards on that, because I do have a backup and they're made by the same creator. So I feel like this could be good. Okay. Now, different ways of thinking. That's that glass house shattering, which I don't feel like it's heartbreaking. The two, like I'm telling you, the two and the Three Swords side by side usually tell a story. And intuitively, I have to share with you like what I feel. So it does feel like this third sword, which we'll get to, whatever that is, either a breakup, something, a surprising realization, you know what I mean? Like whatever it is, I feel like it removes the stagnancy or the block or something like that. And so that's the good news, where it's not doom and gloom and as much heartbreak, and grief as, you know, your reading started out with, but may serve as what opens up something for exploration, communication, or healing. So there it is. Now, synergy and two sides to one issue, as well as mirroring. Be mindful in July that some of your relationships may mirror each other. So what you see in them, what you love about them, what you dislike about them. These relationships could mirror or project something to you, whatever that is. Like sometimes our choices in lovers, any patterns or repeats in our behaviors or theirs, it's like speaking to you possibly. So be open to receiving those messages because they could be significant. Now, I can't lie. Like I said, when I saw these cards in combination coming back to back like this, I honestly thought about triggers. I thought about perseverance. I thought about challenges. I thought about someone kind of like, it's a, for some of you, it could be a playful energy, but for others of you, I honestly do feel with this lioness like in the backdrop, and then for the lady to be here kind of like not even aware of something that surfaces. For some, it's a sudden realization. Okay. For others, it's like something just really unexpected. It could also play on Uranus and Mars energy, which, like I said, could be good for action, but not really good if we're considering like a negative energy. But she's kind of like unaware of something, and maybe that's how she gets by. I feel like blocking things out could cause resistance like in the body. So just be mindful of that when we are kind of like, I ain't gonna say, okay, that's why spirit kind of stopped me. Okay, let's see. It's okay to be unbothered. And for some, I feel like being unbothered and thriving through chaos could be huge. Now, don't get me wrong, okay? I giggle a little bit. If you're new to the channel, like I said in the intro, I want to welcome you into the family. If you didn't hear the intro and you'd like to know more about me or our collective in this channel, then you can listen to it because all of the timestamps are neatly compartmentalized in the description box. But look at this. If this isn't thriving through chaos, I don't know what is. Okay, so we're going to get to that because it seems like things do calm down. I feel like it's unexpected news for some of you guys, and for others, it could include like something that was blocked initially, now moving forward, or where you could have been blocked. You're now able to move forward, and these just could be symbolisms as far as like the transits, and not solely for the collective, the actual card interpretation. I feel like it could be timing or just giving me the energy of something like universal that you guys may experience in your July. Okay, so I want to point that out. Now, I feel like brainstorming and downloads is significant. So some of you here may not even be solely interested in relationships, but just checking it out to see what comes up. Because I feel that your perseverance through things, like you haven't given up, like there's something that you are looking for, or a mission, you know, something on this planet in this life that you are to complete. And those of you that, you know, kind of gravitated toward group 3, I do feel like love could be involved. The lovers that you attract, a specific lover in general, or this person that's to come, it may be earned, or for some of you even worked for. We have Moon and Sagittarius energy, and it just talks about strength. It does talk about craftsmanship being achieved. All past developments are resulting in a mastery of skill. So like I said, even mastering how to block out things when others in your environment could be temperamental or just grief. Now, I'm not saying let's ignore the collective. Of course not, because I am a regression therapist and deal with grief in my work about as much as I do manifesting and healing. So I'm not saying to ignore it or ignore them, but I feel like you guys have just mastered not letting that, even if it's your own behaviors, like overcome or overwhelm this month for you. Okay, your horizons are expanding monumentally. So that's huge. Rapid growth, fast movement, auspicious cosmic alignment, abundant manifestations and synchronicities. We have macroism versus microism, and that's usually something unique and like an intricate message that's very important for you. So if you don't have a lot of information on what that is, it's just kind of like small things, big things, inside out. Look into the macro and the microcosm spiritual interpretations if you want like more information. And sometimes it could also break down into divine timing. Okay, so when the 10 of Wands showed its face, with the Page of Wands. Now hear me out. I do feel like there's a soulmate connection, and this person could be moving toward you. This is not like you guys sharing a home together, but this is someone that maybe if you meet someone new, or if this reading like you resonate with, this could be just like actually someone packing and like moving or relocating toward you. And I feel like it's a soulmate connection because the High Priestess is here. For others of you, when it's like avoiding other people's problems, outbursts, emotional upsets, and heartbreak and grief, you carrying your own things, all right? Something else, I feel like you just have to block out. I mean, whether it's music, something you're interested in, or like your own craftsmanship, you are crafting yourself. I will say that. But also, it's like something that could be important to you that you're working on. There's a lot of pressure around it for some. I know Libra, specifically, and Sagittarius. Wow. Check those readings if you don't have that in your Sun, Moon, Venus, or Rising, or your partnerships, and you're here, because those I do believe those zodiacs do have a strong message in astronomy and astrology. Not so much in like the channeled messages, but there was a situation, okay, with past patterns, and then like career versus relationships, and then how we even like avoid certain things. And it's like, are we avoiding confrontation, or are we being is this like abandoning, or just like the emotionally unavailable energy? I feel that you guys are not tolerating that, and I feel like you're shattering relationships. Breakups may happen around those demographics that involve it, okay? But there could be a soulmate connection and even marriage for some of you. Taurus could be involved, and I feel like where Taurus connects with Gemini in your or their chart, okay, is very significant, because I do have the twins here, but I also have the owl and the key. Sometimes the key, because I did see the Five of Pentacles, is connected to unlocking something that like was stagnant, or there's not enough of, or a feeling of despair. So it's like, if you have any of those feelings, not just in your love life, but maybe specifically in your love life, the key is in the beliefs about marriage and relationships. The key is in, the ruler, like I say how things go and I'm stuck in my ways or not. As well as, the Hierophant, the Three of Pentacles, also talks about polygamy, and some of those other unique partnerships, and even relationship demographics where people kind of are set in their ways, and how much you care about them kind of like dictates your allowance of things that really ain't in alignment with you, and like so on and so forth, which you can have that if you want it. But I feel like it would be a lot of work. And Spirit is saying, at the least, tear down the glass ceilings, making favorable decisions that will not lead to heartbreak is what's important, or generate blocks from you kind of tolerating it and persevering through, unfortunately for some, I'm just going to go ahead and say it, possibly even abuse. Okay. Watch out for bad news bears, or how you handle unexpected news. But I do feel like some of you guys, it's a positive where on the light side, because like shadow side is like avoid bad news bears that are burdensome and put too much on your plate. But at the same time, some of you, like I said, could have unexpected visitors, surprise, pop-ups, or like I said, someone moving closer unexpectedly. I don't know if that triggers you or what, but there was a situation around that person. So either how people move closer, but there is something about, like, I'm not going to say baggage, but I do see a little bit of baggage, and maybe we throwing away the baggage. It's like, if I have to throw you away, it may hurt a little bit, but at least I won't be blocked anymore. Child, it's just the message are coming through. Okay. So we're going to put, I knew it. We're going to put this Hierophant right where it belongs. Okay. Now I knew it. I felt it. The Four of Swords is coming here. Now see, she's playing the music, and this is somebody looking at the records. Baby, they don't got what you embody. Okay. If this is a situation where two people are no longer together and you guys have been in separation, not in communication, it was too much work, or you've been working on yourself, this is like the same old song type energy. This is like organic, doing it myself. And this is like the memories of it. Okay. So I feel like there are memories of you with a person, and there could be some regrets and sadness. And look at this. It resurfaced. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now these may not be pentacles, but the 5 of Pentacles popped up. So the 5 of Pentacles could be significant, very significant to this situation, especially when we talk about Taurus, all right, where it falls in one's chart, or even like 5th house energy where we have Taurus, which would be interesting. Other things that are in Taurus, I feel like Chiron. So if you do feel heavy, if you're carrying a lot of weight, I feel like maybe unexpected energy or just feelings of instability, heartbreak, and pain. It is your choice and your decision on what you take, or, you know what I'm saying, let flow as it goes. Now, I guess for feeling left out, abandonment wounds, needing reassurance or healing, some could feel like that in your environment. So just be mindful. I do feel like those things could be communicated. I feel like there's a message in a situation, a relationship, or a person. I feel like there could be communication about how someone feels or something they've been carrying. And it could even be just you or someone in the environment, like saying things faster than they're thought out about the pressure, the burdens, or just, I'm gonna tear it down. Now, like I said, this is love and we try to keep it cute, but I also see like outbursts where, and I've experienced it. So without projecting, I'm trying to describe it universally, but it's just kind of like where enough is enough. You open your mouth and it's just like, and you and you and that and you and them and it, and you don't think about it and you don't care and you just going. Now, I'm on your side, okay? Because sometimes that's completely necessary. But for the people on the outside looking in, they just may see you as a conflict. You know, you could have already felt like an outsider. And I just think that a change in perspective and getting it off your chest is also, you know, a step toward a brighter future. Okay. Now they're still looking into you. I think some of you could come across with the Mercury retrograde, some past partners. All right. An ex-wife, an ex-husband. This person could be looking on your page or communicating you about some unexpected, an unexpected loss could even bring people together in communication that have not been talking. Or some of you could be communicating about, you know, a loss of some sort, maybe financial issues, a job loss, or just like a feeling of, you know, I'm coming back to you because I'm not so happy where I am, and things of that nature. I also feel like some of you, okay, cool. No, it's not that. It's kind of weird. It's like a change or a challenge, but it's healing, because you guys the other day had a reading that started and ended with 2 5s. So that reading, I feel, was connected to very strong soulful connections, like deep family, past situations, unexpected news from people, places, and family. And then oddly, maybe some exes are included up in that. And you'd be surprised, like if somebody were to go in the comments and tell their story, it could sound complicated or like reality TV. But one thing leading to another is exactly what happens when Uranus is at the center of things. Okay. So I did want to point that out. However, all right, somebody puts down their sword, and I feel like it's the soulmate connection that I mistook before. So if you thought that something was a mistake, or you didn't work out with somebody like you thought you would, I thought this was the High Priestess card at first, but it's the Hierophant. And here is my High Priestess. She's been worked on. The rays are pointing toward her, and I feel like she's renewed. Like her energy is so divine. And I do see the yellow as like power, drive, and will. Love may appear to be, I ain't gonna say the furthest thing on her mind, but even for the masculine in this situation, it's on the back of his mind. So neither of you kind of put it at the forefront. And it looks like that could be what the Tower does. Okay. Because she literally has the roles like perfectly planted as where the mind would go. Do you see that? So like he in the back of someone's mind. Now, I also want to say, when it comes to the law of attraction and what we attract and how it hits, Okay. How you see it in the back of your mind. So have you healed? What are the things, your key beliefs and situations that may involve contracts, which includes marriages, soulmates, karmics, and family members? You know, there's that. Okay. But what I did like, because I did say I was going to shuffle out some oracle cards for y'all, but I did want to see like where the story was going. And when I look at what could be some communication, and the communication could be brought by a person, or something comes across rather quickly. So it's like something that happens fast, communication that happens fast, but you felt it before it happened. Okay. It brings balance to something. I feel like it heals something else, and just be mindful because it does end up with a celebration. And for others of you, I just hope the insecurity, spying, you know, looking around, because it's giving a little bit of shadowy Mercury energy where gossip could be involved. Okay, so just be mindful of that, where somebody feels like there's a necessary sacrifice that could be had, but they're stuck in between a rock and a hard place, because there's you and then there's some kind of feeling or something like that. So let's see if Spirit has anything else for us. Okay, we're going to pull out some bonus cards for you guys. We have receptive. So there's an actual offer, I feel like, coming toward you guys. And I do also see, look at these fives. Fifth house Scorpio. Fifth house Scorpio and Mars. They have a connection. So where it could fall in your chart. Now, I do know that I talked a lot about Mars. I talked about passion and energy, but I also talked about, you know, triggers and like anger and frustration. Mars and Scorpio, it suggests that someone may not love lightly. They desire like nature and deep, private, magnetic, and emotionally consuming connections. So it may not always show their feelings openly, but may want someone they can become very focused on, loyal to, and protective. So maybe that's why Taurus is there. Now, it's a very strong passion and energy, but there may be struggles with vulnerability, jealousy, or needing to feel emotionally secure first. Okay. Someone may not usually be satisfied with surface level connections and may want emotional truths. But if you're dealing with a Gemini or some of the fire signs that I've saw here, that may not necessarily be their love language and could lead to frustrations or even like separations. Okay. Observe more than we speak. In these instances, I feel like silence is also advice of my high priestess. Perseverance is like if they're invested, but it may not move easily. Now, you also have fourth house, and I feel like fourth house over the Lovers with the Tower card may say a lot about the situation. I feel that the fourth house talks about privacy, again, deep trust, safety. It rules the home, family, roots, and childhood. So like I said, some of these experiences could be deep, and there's unexpected situations or breakthroughs that come through some of those areas for you guys in July. Another thing that poked its head out is the new moon, actually. So I think that that's kind of dope. The new moon could be an energy that represents your natal chart, which would heighten the message in your particular horoscope. But in general, for the month of July, it just also talks about a new person. It points to a new person coming into your energy that may feel very private and intense and emotionally guarded at first. So just be mindful of that. They could be deeply attracted, but need to feel safe before they reveal how strongly they feel. A new person can come in with slow, burning intensity, where they may not be loud about their desires, but their energy can feel magnetic. I'm not trying to project, but most Geminis that I have ever met and had any discussions about relationships, it's kind of how they feel. But I'm not trying to project that onto anyone, because I know all personalities are different. Feminine and masculine energy added or taken away from each sign makes a difference, especially if there's a difference in between the sun, the moon, or Venus, because sun Gemini may be different from moon Gemini and Venus, you know, because the moon and Venus points more to your relationships, and the sun and other aspects or rising point to how they're seen and how they see themselves. So that's why I said it may be interesting to listen to different aspects of the sun, moon, and rising, because that's how we're going to break it down. Each sign will have it in there, so you don't have to go clicking all over the place. just go to the zodiac sign and you can listen to the interpretation when it comes to the sun, moon, Venus. And then, like I said, I gave the heads up that Venus and moon could more connect to relationships. So this whole entire July love reading, if you're focused solely on love and relationships, instead of just your sun sign, I think most of your most intimate relationship messages are going to come from your moon or Venus sign. If you're concerned about how someone sees you, if you want to reconcile with them or wonder like what they think of you, then sometimes your rising sign helps with that, because it's how others see you and not just how you see yourself or like what you think they think. Okay. So I do hope that that helps. If it did, please like, share, and comment, because we love to communicate and connect, and sharing helps us reach larger individuals to help them with their awakenings, as we all agree to at Starseeds. It definitely, I can't lie, helps the channel. So we want to love and light the algorithm, okay? Because I don't ask for much, and I hope that it helps. My beautiful group 4s. Last with the number 9, but not at all least, you have the Brecciated Jasper. Beautiful. And when I say unique, because I know I love all the stones and the crystals, and I say they're all of my favorite and the best, but come on, have you ever seen anything as pretty as this? It looks like a yummy dessert. Okay, so maybe because some of you guys are going to be getting outside, okay, you may be the yummy dessert, or they may be. All right. And then, like I said, the synchronicities are here. I don't think there will be a shadow of a doubt about your July, your coins, your finances, or your love life, because it also looks like an aspect of the crystal, like right in your card, which is so cool. Now, even though it's giving me like a whipped chocolate drinky thingy, and even this looks like coffee inside, some of you guys could meet someone at a coffee shop or something like that, a jewelry store, because I know a lot of jewelry stores have people who like collect coins and stuff like that. So just be open, okay, that you could meet someone outside. At the bottom of the deck, you guys have the 9 of Pentacles. So we have your oracle cards as well as some tarot that we may use for the clarifiers, and we're using your Eye of Oracle deck that you selected, or some of you guys could have chose the crystal itself, but we'll talk a little bit about it. And if you didn't see the intro, that's fine. I did discuss a little bit about the energy for your group 4. It does talk about long-term love and something more committed, which is a lot different from the other aspects of the pick-a-cards that we've talked about so far. So I think that this is very, I want to say, tailored to what you may experience or what you're looking for. All right. Being a part of a stronger structure, this group focuses on like those who desire something real, grounded, and consistent, as well as long lasting. And you're probably tired of uncertainty. So your intuition is very important with this reading. With the I Spy Oracle deck, if I miss anything, feel free to screenshot. I'll try to remember to hold the cards up for you guys, so that you can see what pokes out to your intuition. That ultra amplifies the accuracy for you specifically in like this group message, because it's all there. Okay. I also, this is adorable. So look, I'm not going to limit it to childhood sweethearts, but you see how that unicorn is just totally adoring this girl. Okay. So I feel like Spirit sends you someone actually unique, or you're very unique. It's very important that I feel like you guys are yourselves. We talked about identity, authenticity. So I feel like being who you are is going to be what amplifies the confidence and the attraction. Now, I didn't want to go there because I know this deck can be very ancient and mystical, but so are you, group 4. But I did see, and maybe that's why it's some sort of significance in this little mummy or whatever, like the king or the pharaoh. So whatever that could mean to you significantly, I feel like it's important because it was here on your card that brought you into the reading, and I haven't shuffled them yet, but the very next card behind it is the ancients. This could be a tale of the old lovers. Maybe you guys find each other in every lifetime. I'm definitely looking at it. I feel like you could have even had some experiences with karmic energy in the past. I don't know if they were dealing with the karmic, or you have a person on your mind that could have Sagittarius or Capricorn placement. But y'all, I'm going to have to start shuffling before I just tell all the deets. Okay. Now, there is a retrograde that's happening that we discussed that may affect your pals. So planets like Saturn retrograding with Aries, the end of July may be significant. I feel like communication, maturity, structure, lessons, responsibility, and long-term foundations are important. So maybe Capricorn just represents the energy and not so much the sign. All right. So we'll get started with the messages for you guys. Let's shuffle some cards out. And not only will we go through the cards as they come out, we will sit back and do an overall general interpretation. Ooh, I knew it. Let me sit these cards down because we're going to have to unpack this. We got the Wheel of Fortune here. This hand is old. So the karmic energy is old. If it's a karmic, it's old. So it's still, that's toxic for me to say. It would be fun. I mean, because there's some familiarity, which we're not sticking to just that. But what if, you know, that energy pulls up because it's just such a strong connection? And, you know, sometimes passion on the shadow side could get to, you know, obsession and just being addicted to each other. But on a sweet side, that's not all horrible, right? Okay. Well, anyways, we have the Eye of Protection here. We have Fate, the Wheel of Fortune. We also have the Sun. So I'm knowing this message is for you. Look at that. Your opening card was the Sun. And then you guys also have the Sun in the top left corner, as well as more coins. But it looks like the 2 pentacles inside of a pentacle. So 3 pentacle energy is kind of like collaborating. Some of you guys, it could be a coworker or you guys work together. Maybe it's significant for this lifetime for you guys to work together. So some of you guys, when I mentioned like an outdoor event, you could be meeting a person that that does something in your field. Now there could be a hidden message of importance here because 8 and 2 is 10. Okay. And then I know that's 1, right? And then you have a 9 and then there's 19. So it's like double energy on the Sun. 2 10s, we have fertility. So it's like growth, confidence, and the Sun turns into a sunflower. So I think something spiritual turns into physical connection. Oh my God. Okay. I'm so excited. And then you have it's like, oh my God, y'all, if you don't have this deck, this could be your reading. I don't know who you are, but you have very powerful energy because it's like the messages is just popping off of the card. And I don't think I've ever been that excited or like accurate when just like everything jumping off, bouncing, making sense. So, okay. I feel like there could be some communications about love. I feel like Spirit has been working on one or both of you. Some of you individually could have been working on confidence. I feel like the feminine energy has blossomed and maybe that's what they like about her. I also see some runes. So I feel like if I do a rune reading and you see it on my timeline or yours, check it out. Okay. It's giving Aries for some of you guys. It doesn't have to be, but this little head right here looks like it. And Aries could also signify like the action, someone taking action toward love, because we have the angel on one side, but we have the heart with wings on the other. So I kind of feel like this person or this situation, Spirit gonna have to guide you toward them, because I think I don't like saying it. I don't want to say love isn't of importance to you guys, but I do feel like you are also mystics and kind of like spiritually driven for soul purpose and self-mastery. But there you have it. I think Spirit is also helping me out because I know what crossed my mind, but by the time I start adding up the numbers, the math wasn't math. And so I was like, okay, I'm tripping. But I saw 1 and 9. So I was like 911, which is kind of like something could be urgent when I said there's a hidden message. And then boom, not only is there a 1 here, but Spirit kind of like helped me out with this 1 right here. So there could be a hidden urgent message for you if you're the type that kind of like skims through the videos. And even myself will slow down a little bit so I don't miss anything and can kind of like keep you guys engaged without overwhelming you. But I think that there could be a hidden message here. something that you may have to pay close attention to. I feel like there's a significance when it comes to what someone says. We have sound healing, so that may also be important. And others of you is listening to the angelic voice. So sometimes when I have to say, hey, listen to, if you got something on either sides of you, listen to, she's leaning toward her heart. I can't tell you what to do. She's leaning to her heart. But for some of you, it's kind of like maybe even listening to the guidance, okay, or guides, because you and this person have had a situation or a love life before. I don't know if it's this life or just from a past life, but it's like maybe you want to manifest it properly this time, or it's a perfect opportunity for something to go a certain way, especially when it comes to harmony and communication, or you guys just like beat into the same drum. So be mindful of that. All right. Because I knew it, there's something in the mind or a little bit of second guessing about a situation. Okay. I'll just say that, how it ended. You know, oh, this can't transform. It looks like what could be some shadow energy from like the Queen of Cups energy, where it's the subconscious, but it's also the heart. It's the rose-colored glasses, but I had to find my confidence and my peace. I do also see the sunflowers. So Spirit knows me. Every time I see sunflowers, I think of that song. I'm left in the dust with this sunflower. And it's like, those are some of the most complicated relationships. Y'all got 15 again. Okay. And the number 7. So I do feel like for some of you, I can't just make it, everybody's going to get something new and fresh and it's just going to work and it's going to be perfect. For some of you, I mean, you may be happy to hear there could be an individual of importance, significance to you that may be from the past, and there's some karmic debt that you guys both had to pay, you know, or maybe that you are both playing out. I don't know how it's going, but we're just going to keep on shuffling and see what Spirit has to say. Okay. Now, yeah, I can't ever sneak past anything. Like, your thoughts in this reading, I think, are, it's either this person or how you're thinking about a situation. I ain't about to pick on y'all group 4, but when I tried to move past this, I have Scorpio, I have the serpent here, the little snake or whatnot. I got bones, you know, hopefully they ain't picking no bones or whatever, but we have the number 5 and we have decay. So regardless of what the card means, right, but we about to see now, I felt something that wasn't my favorite, and I was too hyped up and amped off of the beginning of your reading to contaminate it with anything different. So then Spirit says, I'm going to show you. So the number 23 pops out, which connects to the number 5 and still points to this shadow that I was like, leave alone. Okay. I guess we can't. So we have growth after loss, the role that death plays in the greater cycle. We also have grief, love, endings, and resources. So there could be some significance there, but this card can feel dark or negative. Yes. Okay. Yet it has a natural and essential aspect to it, like the spring or fruit from a tree. In fact, we wouldn't have those beautiful aspects of nature if it were not for some level of decay. When living organisms die and start to break down, their rich nutrients feed the soul's food web. Okay, freeing up those resources for those to soak up to grow. Now, that's an amazing cycle to appreciate. Think of decay as paying back what was once offered to you, a passing of the torch as we move on to something new. This card reminds us of the importance of these not so talked about taboo processes and the vital role they play in life and all of life. What torch are you ready to pass? Okay. So I feel like, for some, I think, and see, I told y'all, I'm just like the lady of the 2 things being true. While I'm speaking, it could be someone new or someone that is not crossing your mind, because this is a very pleasant, exciting energy. But there could be some that either have a negative mindset about that type of energy, or someone who came across your mind is not it. I don't know, but I felt it. And I was like, what is this shift? Okay, let's shuffle out of that. And Spirit was like, oh no, Okay, so it could even be taboo topics and concepts. But this cosmic relationship is not telling me that it's a lovey-dovey, high vibrational, earthly connection, nor is it saying that, oh, this is the last person you need to be thinking about. What I'm geeked about is, as a cosmic being and a historian and just like a oracle that's excited about sharing messages and channeling them, it's still a relationship, Spirit said, that stands the test of time. That ain't how I felt it, but Spirit said it. So it's an on and on and on. I think that's where the 7 came from, because I channeled the 7 of Cups from that card, and I'm thinking about the number 1 as the Magician, and I'm like, where are we going, right? So with shadow, it's unconscious energy. It also talks about the unseen and blind bliss. For some of you guys, nighttime may be involved, so just be mindful, because I did start the reading out with seeing the 9 of Pentacles at the bottom of your tarot deck. That could point to outside events. I know we have some holiday coming up, concerts, fireworks, walking, jogging, whatever you do, work, I don't know. But it also talks for some that could just not be vibing with the vibes, bitter medicine. All right, that's not from me, that's from the guidebook, because I don't point out people and I'm not judgy. But remember, a shadow is not separate. It's not part of, it's part of the whole. Sometimes we don't want to accept some aspects of ourselves that we see as unworthy, ugly, or not even our best parts. But the truth is, everyone has a shadow. It's simply part of human experience. Oh, and you wouldn't have a shadow if it wasn't for this enlightenment, right? It's like, that's cool. What card is that? Hold on. Okay, so the card where the sun, is that eclipsey? So we got August up in here a little bit. Maybe, yeah. Okay. So cool. But what card is that? Hold on, wait. Because now y'all always do something special and unique. I want to see it, because I have a card that literally explains the beauty of the light being necessary, because without it, we wouldn't see something that we could see, or something like that. Let me see. July may also be about something hidden being shown, and it's going to be music to your ears though. So it's like you or me, right, shouldn't take this. Oh, here is the 7. Okay. Now it's a test. There could be a test. I don't know what kind of tests, you guys. But here it is. See, look at that. You see how something is blocking the light, but this experience also allows for the shadow to be seen. And then there's some sort of communication, like something is being communicated through the process, which is normally the process within itself, because this is the card for initiates that are elevating to newer, higher aspects of their full potential. But it also could represent triggers where you feel tested, you know what I mean? And you may have to stand up for yourself in a situation. Okay. Who? Yes. Okay. Well, I don't know. Maybe even being stubborn about your boundaries, because we did talk about confidence, especially when it comes to an ex, I don't know, or an air sign. All right. So stand strong with your beliefs. All right. Because something might be music to your ears, I don't know, or very triggering. Okay. And you kind of persevere through some things you already got over. So just be mindful. It sounds like one of those messages where if there's a shadow of the past that resurfaces, I don't know, we got to not use the heart on the sleeve. Maybe that's why the old ancient thing came up, because it's like, oh, that's old. Okay. And then we have the moon. So there could be something significant about the near future, because I'm recording this slightly before July, and I know we have a full moon coming in. Oh, when is the pink moon? The 29th? Okay. So, look at that. Yes. Okay. So, great. All right. Let's see. We want to take out more, or we're doing tarot. All right. Well, Capricorn is here, and it's also something about time. Okay, we also have like one time, so I don't know what that means. But then y'all the only group that got money, like in a lot of y'all cards. Okay, so I don't know what that is about. But it's very interesting. There could be a gift or something offered. Okay, now do I tell them that? Because I'm telling you, I knew Leo was coming up. Didn't I say Leo? And I also kind of felt and thought Sagittarius, but hold on a minute. 14, reconciliation, temperance, balance, all the things. For some of us, we also are mastering something. Okay, maybe our frequency or auras, that I feel like by August something significant happens. I feel like also the Lion's portal may be significant to you, group 4. And I love action. So Mars, strong connection. I also feel Aquarius, strong connection. Leo, strong connection. That is super cool. Okay, so let's get into it. All right. Now 17, I feel like gift, offering something significant. Okay. Maybe you're receiving something special from a person. All right. For some of you, children could be involved. Okay, because it does talk about relationships, but for some of you, it's different types of relationships. Now, we have 8 flowers will be like 8 wands. So I feel like things kind of taking off. Could even be messages, communication, a lot of texting and talking. So maybe a very happy, blissful time for some of you guys when you reconnect or connect with this person. We have gratitude, love, prayer, attention, admiration, and macrocosm. Now group 3 had macrocosm and microcosm, so I guess the study of them both and what they mean. And I told them, hey, if you want a more accurate, deeper interpretation for yourselves, go look it up. But for you, group 4, it's just the macrocosm. Okay, we have humility, hope, and peace, and offerings can be many things. Time, attention, sweet flowers, incense, candlelight, and so much more. So I feel like things may be highlighted on what someone truly wants or desires, and maybe even given, because the Queen of Swords is a reminder to receive, where you don't do a lot of talking, you don't ask hard, you don't beg, you kind of attract what comes to you. For some of you guys, you have a strong gift in attracting what comes to you, so you shouldn't, I don't want to say you can or couldn't, but negative energy interferes with what you're trying to manifest, and also your magnetic power. So it may be important for July. I'm all the time, really, but for these special moments, these portals of opportunity, that some of them I have specifically pointed out. Okay, it's important that you shine your light. It's important that you be confident and take action toward things that you truly desire without holding back or like being, humble about it. You get what you want. You receive what it is you know. So if you kind of doubting and in some darker energy, unfortunately, you may attract circumstances, situation, and people that fit that. But if you don't, things could change. And I think there's even some advice on how to make things change. Okay. So with sensuality, we have pleasure, romance, awareness, confidence, self-love, self-respect. We have the body, physical, and mirror work. So I just spoke of that. For some of us, mirror work, getting our confidence and our light doesn't have to come from outside of us. And also mirror magic is something that is ancient, that people have used to manifest things. Okay. Or I don't know what y'all use it for, but usually models of people who want to communicate more effectively or just get more comfortable with being photo ready, whatever. It's like spending some time looking at yourself. Okay. Could help. It's also a card about passion, joy. It's how we will sustainably navigate troubling times. So how do we navigate out of some of maybe the more taboo aspects that we've talked about? It's kind of like sensuality. Our actions are getting active. The foods that you eat, maybe actually being more active, because we got cherries. And oh my God, if you are a frequent to the channel, We also have a gold pyrite heart. So there could be something significant about one of the readings on my page or that you've listened to that literally has the gold pyrite heart in it. So just, you don't have to get all deep and watch them all, even though that would be great. Just fish through the thumbnails. Okay. That could be very significant, or sunflowers. There's a ton of sunflowers on the table for you guys. And so a lot of gold. So that's also significant. Gold is usually for my group 4s connected to a magical aspect within you where you kind of work through and transmute any things that aren't favorable within your energy, your mind or your body. Okay. Let's see. Leo could be, like I said, significant to a season, their chart or yours. Also timing, if it's applicable. Don't force it. Okay. But it does talk about big personalities. So look in the environment. Now, drama with family, relationships, and people, that has to be released and given up. I'm looking at it because it says like drama, and I'm looking at what's crossing it. You see how that offering is a gift, but sometimes it's what we can give. Okay. Like, since things can't be, energy cannot be removed, deleted, right? It never ends. It's transmuted. And how do you transmute things? It's the whole story behind gold. It's a story behind mysticism, or like being the magician. And also it's like something that we can give to a higher power and it deals with it. Okay. So drama is something that is being asked to be offered up by your cosmic relatives for some of you. 5th house, important. That came up for group 3. So I'm not trying to put you in a business, but you may want to check it out. This also talks about fame, performance, the spine, the heart, the upper back, children, art, and creativity, as well as statement hair and bold expressions. But it does say express yourself. And I literally do see a little person and a big person here. So that's kind of cool. What is he doing? I'm going to see if I can see any gestures, because she's like, I've had it up to here. Look what she's doing. So just be mindful. Just be mindful if there's an aspect of relationships or something that has a storyline within your relationship. I don't know if you guys may have blended families. Oh, 10 of Pentacles. 10 with fertility. That's earthy energy. So 10 of earth. We got 10 of Pentacles with Leo. So there could be something significant about Leo season when it comes to family or abundance and wealth. And maybe you can thank your ancestors for that. Okay. For all of your hard work and that energy, baby. So, hey, y'all this is the perfect time. If you don't feel like, hey, I'm not aligned with this, I'm sure you are. This is the perfect time to make any adjustments that are necessary. Okay. Because I tried to no, but Spirit is like, no, come on, because it's for their betterment. Okay. Or the person that's on your mind still is working on their shadow energies about relationship, loyalty, and marriage. Okay. And how much they willing to put in, or if it's like they way or the highway and I don't like them a lot, but y'all got a strong magnetic connection and that's deep. Okay. I ain't gonna even hold you on that. You have 22 and 33. Master numbers are cool. You also have 23 in the shadow card, which is very interesting because Venus, or like that timing thing, the movie, it was like something, the world stops, something happens and da 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 da. So I just can't decipher if that's negative or positive. I can only say that it might be so, and how it plays out, I would have to dig individually for you guys, of course, with your permission, to see what that is. But maybe it's just a surplus of things and it's an area that we could all experience, but who you are and how it plays out may differ. But I think the general gist of what I explained should be kind of clear. If the Spirit say you got it, so hey, if you got it, I got it. All right. So another master number, like I said, which could be significant, and I was like super dope because this is, I feel like Queen of Wands energy. This is getting something that you want, and through this person you have a relationship with. So your personal magnetism is still important. If you do not have a relationship, and we're talking about the law of attraction, I still feel that you have a power that you haven't fully tapped into, and it may be helpful with the shadow work to also emphasize on just you and self-mastery, ascension, raising the vibration, whatever it takes to kind of relieve yourself of the binding energy, or I want to say devil energy. The devil is not a bad card when it comes to tarot interpretation, because it's also just connected to a zodiac and also passion or big money or some things that are not like doom and gloom, right? So I didn't want to say that, but I also see the yin and the yang, where some of you guys thrive in shadow. Like for me, I thrive in shadow, which is why I successfully work in as a regression specialist. You know what I mean? And my shadow past and shadow work did not tear my benevolence down. So it was like, oh, all right, she might be cooking with grease. So shadow is not horrible. Okay, just want to point that out. This card, the Weaver, right, that I was so excited about. Now, you know, in that movie, she meets the one and it was destiny. And he, you know, to other girls or even her side of the family, was not somebody they welcomed with open arms. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, look into the movie. This is not promotion. Them people don't pay me. I don't even know them. But when I saw the movie, I thought it was pretty dope, because I'm a love bug. Okay. So I like rom-coms, even in the form of ancient witch stories. Okay. And you guys, maybe Spirit just wanted me to tell the ancient witch story. So, okay. Group 4. Okay. Boy, this is so exciting. You guys could be very special, and for whatever reason, between your first breath and today, may have been restricted or binded for a reason, for your own protection. And I feel like that binding is unraveled by either your own work, your ancestors, or astrology. Okay. Where now something magnificent comes into the experience, or you, and it changes everything. So in that movie specifically, she was binded to protect her because she was different, had magical powers, and like the vampires was like or like the people over the head of the different groups said, we can't allow this, we don't even know what this is, it's so hybrid, like Twilight kind of Shindaku, right? So her parents thought they was doing what was best for her and like stripped her of her magic, but in doing so, that hindered everything, because she was the one to come, right? So she the one who's gonna change it all, and she's like the head of this group, but also married to him and is the head of that group, because he ain't finna let nobody harm her. And actually she was so powerful they couldn't if they wanted to. It was a magic book involved that was missing pieces, and then the book came to her one day and everybody was shocked, because like we've been looking for this book for centuries. And they knew how it worked. They knew she didn't just find it or had been hiding her whole life. They knew it appeared for her. So she was significant as hell. And the story can go on. So I don't want to spoil alert if you want to watch it. But their love story is crazy. And to anybody outside of their relationship, he was a horrible person. And because he was a vampire, he didn't care about nobody. He's attractive. He's rich. He has an overbearing mom. He's spoiled. I think he get his way. They from two different cultures. I can just go on and on and on about why this wouldn't work. And she walked right past him when she saw him. Like, why is you following me in this nice European suit with your hair all slicked back? She wasn't for none of that shit. But this was the love of her life. And he only got this way, this better way. The opposite of how I just explained him, for her. And nobody else could do that. So who he was to her and what they meant to each other, like everybody just had to step back and respect. And even his exes were crummy. They didn't kind of show he had some kind of taste for, you know, like she was way different from what he was doing. And a couple of exes even came to share their grievances and were turned away. But child, I get excited. I can go on and on and on, but my energy is hitting the floor. Group 4, this is great. Definitely appreciate you guys sitting in. Hope it did some justice for you. And my deepest love and regard for your July 2026. If you hadn't already, or if you just chimed in to the end of the video, Don't forget, there's a collective message for everybody for July love on what energy and opportunities may be available. In the description box, you also have your sun, moon, Venus, and rising signs. Even though it just says the actual sign within that click of the link, or I guess click of the timestamp, the sun, moon, and Venus interpretations are in there. But to not make this even more complicated or busy than it could be, I just wanted to make it really neat, and it's super easy. Just click it and you can listen to it, or click your person's. If you want to listen to your sun sign, boom. And if you say, well, let me hear what my moon sign talking about, boom. And if you want to do your pick a card, boom. So there it is. Super fun, super easy. Don't forget to like, comment, and share, and come back next time. My loves. Now we are moving into the zodiac portion of your July 2026 love reading. You can listen to your sun, moon, Venus, and rising signs. Your sun sign may speak to overall theme and identity lessons. Your moon sign may speak to your emotional world or what your heart is processing. Your Venus sign may speak to your love language, attraction style, and romantic desires. And your rising sign may show you where the energy is physically playing out into your life. So we're going to start with Aries. Okay. Now for Aries, sun, moon, Venus, and rising. Aries overall, July is asking you to slow down emotionally before rushing forward in love. Mercury retrograde in Cancer activates old feelings, family patterns, private fears, and memories that may still influence how safe you feel in relationships. If someone from the past returns, the question is not just, do they miss me? The question is, has the emotional pattern actually changed? For Aries rising, this energy highlights your home, root, and emotional foundation. Love may be connected to family matters, living situations, childhood healing, or the desire to finally feel safe with someone. For Aries moon, your heart may feel more tender than usual. You may need reassurance, softness, and emotional honesty. And for Aries Venus, you may be craving loyalty, consistency, in someone who makes you feel chosen without needing to chase. And I will say, especially for Aries Venus, I got a lot of that energy. I can't even remember. But in the pick of cards, loyalty came up, I think, with group 4. Consistency and feeling chosen, I want to say group 1 and 2. So if you've already picked your pal, don't let me add to any confusion. Trust your intuition. Leave behind what does not resonate. And the good news is, okay, for Aries, the Jupiter in Leo is lighting up your romance sector, bringing in flirtation, passion, confidence, and creative attraction. So new love could come through entertainment, social events, hobbies, art, dating apps, children's spaces, creative circles, or somewhere you feel playful and visible. If you are cross-watching, for your Aries, I just told you where that might be, okay? Now, your lucky days are July 3rd and the 4th for unexpected messages, July 14th for emotional resets, July 20th and the 21st for romance and attraction, and July 29th for social or friendship-based revelations. Now, these are projections based on an algorithm, astronomy, and astrology. It is not a projection into your life, and if you do not claim any of the energy, you do not have to make this written in stone. It is just informative, okay? Be playful with it, not too serious. Now, possible change for you, Aries. A romantic spark may return, but you are being asked to choose the version of love that gives you peace, not just adrenaline. Okay? And we're going to move to my beautiful Taurus. Sun, moon, Venus, and rising. So for you, July brings a strong focus on communication, emotional truth, and romantic discernment. Mercury retrograde in Cancer may bring back conversation you never fully processed. Someone may reach out, apologize, explain themselves, or reveal feelings that were previously hidden. However, this month asks you to listen carefully and not rush your response. For Taurus rising, your love may come through messages, siblings, neighbors, short trips, local events, classes, or online conversations. This way, someone communicates will tell you everything, or the way that they communicate will tell you everything. For Taurus moon, your emotional security depends on clarity. You may feel unsettled by mixed signals, so you do not have to ignore what your body tells you. For Taurus Venus, Venus in Virgo is beautiful for you. It supports romance, okay? Dating, attraction, and feeling appreciated for the little things. This can be one of the sweeter love placements in the month for Taurus energy. Now, new partnerships could come through creative spaces, wellness environments, work routines, local community, education, or someone you already casually know. I love that. Your lucky days, Taurus, include July 9th, when Venus enters Virgo, July 12th for important conversations, July 14th for emotional clarity, July 20th through the 21st for heart-opening shifts, July 29th for a relationship revelation connected to the future. And just like I tell every other sign, these are not projections, okay, into your life. They are predictions based on astrology and algorithms. So do not hold them for stone or like limit yourself to these days, but they could be auspicious and add to your already magnetism. Now, possible change in your life, Taurus. You may stop romanticizing potential and start choosing the person who shows consistent effort. If you hadn't already taken advantage of any of the pickcards, some of this energy did pull up, especially when it came to creative spaces and new partnerships. I think that was group 4. But group 4 was, baby, if you didn't choose it in the pickacard, you don't have to go to it. But I know it did talk about the partnerships and creative spaces. I actually mentioned being outside. Oh, and I talked about unsettled and mixed signals. Okay, we did talk about that. For the, what did I say? Short trips, local events. I want to say trips came up with group 3, I believe. But don't limit yourself. If these aren't any of the piles you picked, I'm just throwing it out there for those of you that may have come exclusively for the astrology aspect. And we are now going to go with my beautiful, beautiful Geminis. Okay. Now, this covers Gemini, Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising. So Gemini, July is electric for you. But it may also feel unpredictable. Mars and Uranus in Gemini early in the month can make your love life feel sudden, exciting, restless, or surprising. You may attract attention quickly, say something bold, or feel a sudden shift in desire. This is awakening energy, but you must stay grounded, okay? Now, for Gemini rising, there we are. This energy is happening directly through your identity and physical presence. People may notice you more. You may change your look, energy, standards, or relationship direction quickly. And if you're dealing with a Gemini, keep that in mind. Gemini moon, your emotion may fluctuate. One day you may want freedom, and the next day you may crave closeness. Give yourself room to understand what is real. For Gemini Venus, you may not be attracted to someone mentally stimulating. Oh, okay. You may be attracted to someone mentally stimulating. That sounds more like it. Witty, different, or unconventional. Conversation is the doorway to chemistry. For Venus and Virgo energy for Gemini. Okay, I'm still on Gemini, but Venus is in Virgo in July and brings love into your home and emotional foundation. This can bring healing in family dynamics, private relationships, living situations, or the desire to build something stable behind the scenes. Okay, your lucky days include July 3rd and 4th for attraction and sudden developments, July 9th for grounding love, and July 14th for self-worth and intentions, July 20th and 21st for opportunities through communication, and July 29th for long-distance spiritual or future-minded clarity. And as I stated to all signs, this is not a projection into your life. It is a prediction based on astronomy and astrology for this sign. Now, the change or possible change here for you, Gemini, you may realize that attraction alone is not enough, and you need someone who can stimulate your mind and respect your emotional nervous system. Okay, we're going to scooch over to my honey babies, Cancer, and this will cover Cancer, Sun, Moon, Venus, and rising. So Cancer, July is deeply personal for you. Mercury retrograde is in your sign, which means love is not just happening around you, it is happening through you. You may be reviewing who you are in relationships, what you need emotionally, and how much of your heart you give before feeling safe. For Cancer rising, this is a self-redefinition month. You may be seen differently, communicate differently, or realize that an old version of you is no longer available for old relationship patterns. For Cancer moon, your sensitivity is heightened. You may feel everything more deeply, but this can also help you recognize what your heart truly needs. For Cancer Venus, love may feel nostalgic. You may crave emotional intimacy, tenderness, history, and loyalty, but be careful not to confuse the familiar with the aligned. The new moon in Cancer on July 14th is powerful for you. It is a reset of identity, love, self-worth, and emotional safety. New love could come through places where you feel at home. Family connections, familiar spaces, spiritual spaces, or someone who feels emotionally safe. Lucky days for you, Cancer. July 12th for personal revelation, July 14th for new beginnings, July 20th through the 21st for confidence and attraction, July 23rd for communication clearing, and July 29th for intimacy and breakthrough. Those predictions are based on astrology and a formula through astronomy and are not, projections into your life. So take what resonates, leave the rest behind, and just know that it's a calculation in general. Now, possible change for you, Cancer. You may finally choose yourself without closing your heart, and that is very healing. Now we're going to move to my beautiful Leos. This is going to cover Leo, Sun, Moon, Venus, and rising signs. Leo, July is a major month for love and vitality. Jupiter is now in your sign, and the Sun enters Leo on July 22nd, bringing confidence, radiance, attraction, and personal expansion. But before the spotlight fully opens, Mercury retrograde in Cancer asks you to clear emotional residue behind the scenes. For Leo rising, old fears, hidden feelings, dreams, or past lifestyle emotional patterns may come up before you step into a new romantic chapter. For Leo moon, you may privately process feelings you have not wanted to admit, and your heart may need rest, prayer, and quiet honesty. For Leo Venus, the beginning of July may feel magnetic, but once Venus enters Virgo, love becomes more about self-worth, standards, and whether someone's actions match their words. For new partnerships, they may come through personal visibility, creative work, social media, performance spaces, celebrations, leadership roles, or simply because you are glowing differently. Your lucky days, Leo, are as follows. July 14th for emotional release, July 20th through the 21st for major attraction and divine opportunity. July 22nd when Leo season begins, July 29th for relationship revelations, and also July 29th for the Jupiter energy in your sign. Now these are astrological predictions based on a formula and science. It is not a projection into your life. And if you do not resonate with those days and want to do something on other days, go for that. Possible change here. You may go from questioning your worth to remembering that you are the prize. But July asks you to choose love that sees your soul, not just your shine. We're going to go to the amazing Virgos. Now Virgo, covering Sun, Moon, Venus, and rising, and what July brings, which is Venus into your sign, and it makes more attractive, magnetic energy, also more aware of what you truly want in love. This is a beautiful month for self-love, refinement, beauty, confidence, and romantic standards. People may notice your energy more, but you may also become more selective. For Virgo rising, Venus is in your first house and can bring attraction directly to you. You may receive compliments, invitations, attention, or a renewed desire to feel beautiful and valued. For Virgo moon, your emotional world may need gentleness. You may be healing, excuse me. You may be, okay, things are really going to come from Virgo because I swear, I've been trying to do my vocal control. I don't know if I had to cough or something was weird, for every sign before you guys, but right now it was just right? So, you may be healing the belief that you need to be perfect to be loved, just like my imperfection there that I'm not editing out. Now, Virgo Venus energy. This is a love language reset. You are remembering that devotion should be mutual and not one-sided. Now, Mercury retrograde in Cancer activates friendship, community, and future hopes. Someone from a friend group, social media, community spaces, or past networks may return. New love could also come through friends, collaborations, healing circles, and service spaces or shared visions. Lucky love days for you, Virgo, and I'll set the disclaimer that these are good luck days based on astrology prediction. Things could happen before or after. And Spirit keeps telling me to stop saying that, but I think as a responsible person, that's like a legal disclaimer because tarot is entertainment, and I don't want somebody to I missed my love because she said it could happen on the 9th and I met her on the 13th. I don't want that on my conscience. So just know, July 9th, Venus, geez Louise, July 9th, when Venus enters Virgo. July 10th for karmic release. July 14th for friendship or community reset. And July 20th through the 21st for spiritual clarity. And July 29th for lifestyle and routine revelations. Possible change. You may need to stop over-explaining your worth and start letting your energy speak for itself. Now, we're going to move to the very beautiful Libras. And this is going to cover Libra, Sun, Moon, Venus, and rising signs. So Libra, July has a private and reflective love tone for you. Venus, your ruling planet, moves into Virgo, which activates your hidden emotional world. This can bring quiet healing, secret feelings, closure, spiritual love, or the need to step back from a relationship pattern that has been draining you. For Libra rising, love may be happening behind the scenes. A private connection, hidden attraction, spiritual bond, or unresolved situation may need clarity. For Libra moon, you may need solitude to understand what you really feel. Don't let outside opinions override your inner knowing. For Libra Venus, you may crave tenderness and devotion, but you may also realize where you have been over-sacrificing. Mercury retrograde in Cancer activates your public life, reputation, and long-term direction. Love may intersect with career, visibility, responsibilities, or life goals. Someone may be watching you from a distance, or a connection may require a conversation about the future. Lucky days for you, Libra, setting the expectation that these are projections. No, I've been saying these are not projections all night. Predictions, okay, based on science and astrology. July 12th for private realization. July 14th for long-term intentions. July 20th through the 21st for social opportunity. And July 26th for partnership maturity. July 29th for romance and heart revelations. Now, possible change. You may release a love that exists only in fantasy, so you can make room for a love that can meet your real life. Okay? Now we're going to get to our very spicy Scorpios. Okay? This is going to cover Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Venus, and rising sign. July brings emotional intensity, but also major opportunity for love through community, friendship, and future alignment. Mercury retrograde in Cancer may bring back old beliefs about love, distance, truth, faith, or what you thought your future would look like. For Scorpio rising, love may connect to travel, education, spiritual paths, teachers, publishing, foreign places, or long distance communication. For Scorpio moon, your heart may be craving meaning. You do not want surface level love. You want something that transforms you. For Scorpio Venus, you may feel drawn to someone mysterious, wise, spiritual, or emotionally deep, but Venus in Virgo reminds you to look for friendship and consistency too. Now, Venus in Virgo activates your social sector, making this a strong month for meeting someone through friends, groups, online communities, spiritual circles, collaborations, or shared causes. The Aquarius full moon may also reveal something connected to home, family, or emotional safety. Now, the predictions for your luckiest love days in July, and I have recommended to all signs to follow your best judgment and not limit yourself to it, but put it in your back pocket. July 9th for social magnetism, July 14th for spiritual clarity, July 20th through the 21st for public visibility and romantic opportunity, July 23rd for communication clearing, and July 29th for emotional revelation. Okay? What changes or possible changes? A friendship could become something more, or you may realize that the love you want must also fit the future you are building. All right, Scorpio, we are going to now move to my Sagittarius. This covers Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Venus, and rising sign. Sagittarius, July is a powerful month for you for partnership. Mars and Aquarius in Gemini activates your relationship axis, which can bring sudden attraction, sudden conflict, sudden truth, or sudden movement in love. If a connection has been unstable, this month may reveal it quickly. If something is meant to awaken you, it may happen unexpectedly. So, Sagittarius rising, relationships are highly active. You may attract bold, unusual, intelligent, or unpredictable people. For Sagittarius moons, you may feel emotionally pulled between freedom and commitment. You need honesty and not pressure. For Sagittarius Venus, mental chemistry is strong, but you are being asked to notice whether someone's actions are grounded enough for your heart. For Sagittarius lucky days, well, basically first, let's also add Mercury retrograde in Cancer. That's activating intimacy, vulnerability, shared resources, trust, and emotional merging. This is a month for deep conversations. New love may come through travel, school, spiritual spaces, online platforms, legal or educational environments, or through someone who expands your worldview. Now your lucky days, Sagittarius, and do not limit yourself to them. Use your best judgment, take what resonates, and understand that these are predictions based on astrology and science. But July 3rd through the 4th may be prominent for relationship surprises, July 14th for intimacy resets, July 20th through the 21st for long distance or spiritual love opportunities, and July 23rd for the truth becoming clear, as well as July 29th for important communications. Now, possible change this month for you, Sagittarius, you may stop running from depth, or you may stop giving depth to someone who cannot handle the honesty. Love that for y'all. Now, we're going to move to my very beautiful Capricorns. And this includes Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Venus, and rising sign. I think it goes like that. I hope so. Now, Capricorn, July is a month of the most relationship-focused months for you, okay, this year. Mercury retrograde in Cancer is moving through your partnership zone, which can bring old conversations, relationship reviews, exes, unresolved issues, or a need to renegotiate the emotional terms of a connection. For Capricorn rising, this is directly affecting love, commitment, and one-on-one relationships. Someone may return or a current partner may need a deeper conversation. For Capricorn moon, your heart may be reviewing whether you feel emotionally safe enough to soften. For Capricorn Venus, you may desire loyalty, maturity, and someone who takes love seriously, but July asks you to express your feelings instead of only proving them through responsibility. Now, for the Cancer new moon on July 14th, that is a major relationship reset for you, Capricorn. Venus and Virgo bring support through long distance love, travel, learning, spiritual alignment, or someone from a different background. We have your luckiest days for love, which are predictions based on science and astrology for July 2026. We'll start with July 12th for relationship clarity. And remember to use your best judgment and your intuition when making decisions, not just my word. Okay? July 14th for a new partnership chapter. July 20th through the 21st for intimacy and transformation. July 23rd for communication, clearing, and July 29th for self-worth revelations. Possible changes for you this month, Capricorn. A relationship could deepen, return for review, or reveal whether it truly has the emotional foundation to continue. Now, we're going to move to Aquarius. This will cover Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Venus, and rising signs. Okay? Aquarius, July brings major love energy because the full moon happens in your sign and the North Node enters Aquarius at the end of the month. You're stepping into a new karmic cycle around identity, desire, purpose, and the type of love that supports your future self. For Aquarius rising, this is personal. Relationships may mirror back who you are becoming and who you no longer are. For Aquarius moon, your emotional needs may feel stronger than usual after the full moon, and you may need space, truth, and emotional respect. For Aquarius Venus, you may be drawn to someone unique, intelligent, creative, or different from your usual types. With Jupiter and Leo activating your partnership zone, this can bring growth in love, new relationship opportunities, more attention, or an important person entering your life. New love could come through, romance, creative spaces, dating apps, social media, friends, events, or someone who is bold enough to pursue you. Your lucky days for July. Use your best judgment and your intuition first, but according to astrology, July 3rd through the 4th is best for romantic sparks. July 20th through the 21st for major relationship opportunities. July 26th for karmic redirection. July 29th for personal and partnership revelations. And also July 29th again for bold love energy. Okay, that's scary. Karmic and bold is insane. Possible changes for you, Aquarius. You may attract someone significant, but the lesson is to choose love that honors your identity instead of asking you to shrink. Okay. Now, last but not least, we are going to cover my very beautiful, precious to my heart, Pisces. And this covers Pisces, Sun, Moon, Venus, and rising signs. So Pisces, July brings romantic potential, emotional healing, and relationship clarity. Mercury retrograde in Cancer activates your romance sector, which can bring old crushes, past lovers, creative inspiration, or memories that once made you feel alive. For Pisces rising, this is the love, dating, pleasure, and heart-opening month. You may feel more creative, sensitive, and romantically nostalgic. For Pisces moon, your heart wants softness and sincerity. You may need to release old disappointments so joy can return. For Pisces Venus, you may be especially magnetic when you are being creative, spiritual, compassionate, and authentic. For Venus and Virgo, in relevance to you, Pisces, okay? So Venus is in Virgo. I don't mean like your Venus is in Virgo or the person, which it could be because that slipped out. But no, Venus is in Virgo. in July, and it activates your partnership zone, making July strong for improving current relationships, attracting someone serious, or noticing who is actually willing to show up. New love could come through dating, creative spaces, wellness environments, work routines, service, spiritual circles, or someone who appreciates your gentle nature. Now, last but not least, we're going to talk about possible change and your lucky days. Use your intuition. Take what resonates, leave behind what does not. And always go with your best judgment and common sense. But based on astrology predictions, July 9th for partnership and blessings, July 12th for romantic clarity, July 14th for a new love intention, and July 20th through the 21st for healing and divine timing. July 29th for subconscious revelations or closure. That's that full moon, baby. Now, possible change. Love may become more real. You may move from fantasy into devotion or finally see who is capable of meeting your heart with care. All right. You guys conclude our individual zodiac readings. If you haven't, check out the collective horoscope message for July 2026. All signs were just pretty much for the planet. It wasn't broke down for all signs. We just talked about the transits and things. If you hadn't already, go into the description box. You see the timestamps for the card introductions. What else? Pick a card, the collective messages, and all signs. So if you want to check your sun or moon or Venus in another sign, it is in there. But thank you all for watching. I definitely appreciate your support. Do not forget to like, share, and comment. I appreciate it. And it helps us connect and awaken our brothers and sisters in the multiverses. Okay? Until next time.